What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 3K. Chapter 48 Summoning Technique. Cadre of Hearts, Trafalgar Law. Open black lens bracket. Third update. Close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Wind style practice blank bullets. Summoning technique. The huge air cannon swept towards Tianyu. A young man with ferocious eyes, holding a long knife and wearing a furry winter fur hat with leopard madara dots, appeared in front of Tianyu in the white mist. Facing the incoming air cannon, the vicious young man stretched out his right hand and said, "Room." Invisible fluctuations spread, instantly covering the surrounding area. Slaughterhouse. With a swish sound, the young man and Tianyu disappeared instantly from the air cannon attack, and were replaced by a huge stone. There was a loud bang. Stones were scattered. Sarutobi Hiruzen sadly looked at the empty ground after the white mist dissipated and lamented. "Oh, I told you to run away. What can your genin mix with? Is this what your genin can mix with? If you are dead, how can I go to your father to ask for money?" However, before Sarutobi Hiruzen could finish mourning, Shukaku roared downwards. "Don't run, kid." Everyone looked in the direction of Shukaku's roar. Tianyu and Trafalgar Law were standing unscathed. At this time, Luo has not left the Don Quixote family. As a cadre of hearts, he can also be summoned by Tianyu. Luo may not be strong at this time, but his fruit ability is very heaven-defying. That is the same ability as Sasuke's ability to activate the eye technique Tenshou power given by the Rinnegan. Op fruit, surgical space. He can cut objects or creatures into several pieces and then reassemble them within the range of his control. He can also teleport or control enemies to teleport. What's the situation? Trafalgar Law looked around, looked at Shukaku in the sky and frowned, a person with Tanuki fruit ability. Shukaku was furious when he heard this. "You are the civet cat, and your whole family is a civet cat." Wind-style sand shotgun. Countless sands, strengthened by the wind, shot towards Tianyu and the two in an instant. Luo's face was solemn and he opened his room instantly. "Is this guy a crocodile? A person with sand fruit ability?" Tianyu rolled his eyes. "This is the enhanced version. The real body is in the body of the civet cat. I need you to get close and replace it." With a swish sound, Luo replaced the two of them with the outermost sand bombs and once again escaped the ninjutsu attack. He looked at Gaara and frowned. "It's difficult. This guy has a very strong haki attached to him. With my current development of the fruit's ability, I shouldn't be able to replace it." Haki. Tianyu scratched his head and looked at the dependent's body on Gaara's body. "Well, chakra is indeed half physical energy, so it is not a big problem to say it is haki. What if we can break through his defense?" Luo nodded simply. "As long as the space is in contact with the displacement target, it can be done." Tianyu nodded. At this time, Gaara was in the same state as using haki to isolate herself from the room. Only by breaking this isolation and letting room come into contact with Gaara's body can it be replaced. "Then save your strength and be on standby." Tianyu then shouted to the stunned Sarutobi Hiruzen. "Master Hokage, come and break the sand outside Gaara's body together. I have a way to deal with him." Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Luo and Tianyu in shock. That was a space-time ninjutsu just now. Who is he? Why is he flying thunder god? Tianyu scratched his head. "This is my summoning beast." Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at Tianyu with an expression of, "Do I look like a fool?" Tianyu rolled his eyes wildly in his heart, sighed with a helpless expression on his face. "Okay, this is actually a strong man that our Tien family secretly cultivated. My family gave me a summoning scroll for me to use for self-defense." When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he showed an expression that was indeed true. This is the truth. What kind of summoning beast is there? How can a summoning beast be human? Do you really think I am a fool? On the other hand, the rich and nobles often keep some ninjas to visit their homes and protect their homes, and many of them are even used for fighting in the ring and doing black boxing. Although black boxing gambling has been strongly resisted by the 5 major ninja villages. But in fact, the 5 major ninja villages turned a blind eye to this. After all, they were all the fathers of the sponsors. As one of the top warmongers in the ninja world, Tenka wouldn't believe it if he said his family didn't have a housekeeper. This should have been a contract made in advance for Tianyu to use the summoning technique to summon the guards in critical moments. The strongest guards kept by wealthy businessmen are usually just ordinary jonin. The ferocious young man in front of him didn't look very strong. But what is surprising is the opponent's time and space ninjutsu. For ninjutsu of this difficulty, only the 2nd generation and the 4th generation have learned it in Konoha. Among the rest of the Konoha shinobi, even the most talented one is the 4th generation's personal guard who has only scratched the surface of how to use it. The 3 of them can barely perform the flying thunder god technique together. Tianyu waved his hand impatiently. "They are all useless. Master Hokage, hurry up, can you break the opponent's turtle shell? As long as we can break it, we have a chance to kill this guy." Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. "Kill him. I think it's better to wait until the sealing team arrives and control him. As long as we take him down, we can use him in exchange for a lot of resources. Even if it doesn't work, we can get another tailed beast in the village." Quote. Shukaku did not appear in the village at this time, so Sarutobi Hiruzen did not kill him at the beginning, which is why he fell into a disadvantage so quickly. Sarutobi Hiruzen was angry when he learned that one tail had gone berserk. The second time I felt that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Those idiots in Sand Shinobi Village actually put Jinchuriki under their noses. If they don't accept it, they would be disrespecting God's gift. This is his most accurate judgment as a top politician. A wild-tailed beast appeared in Konoha's deserted death forest training ground. Why don't you capture it quickly? If it were Tsunade or those idiots from Konoha F4, their first thought would be to use Gaara to restore the alliance with Sand Shinobi Village. But after he learned that Shukaku went berserk, he immediately asked Anbu to deliver the message and call the sealing team over. One is that things like tailed beasts can only be sealed, and the other is that the tailed beasts that are given away should not be given away for free. If you catch them and make a profit, even if it cannot be used for personal use, even if it is sold for money, it can still be sold for a large sum of money. This is what first generation did with the first initial capital after establishing Konoha. However, at this moment a cold laughter came out. Sealing class. What a pity. The sealing class probably won't come over, teacher. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed and he looked towards the voice. It was Orochimaru who was looking at him with a smile. Chapter 49 New Summoning Contract. Open black lens bracket 4th update close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Is this the weak person you're talking about? Shikamaru looked at Ino mockingly and complained, if he is weak, who are we? Ino waved his fist and threatened. Shut up. If you don't speak, no one will think you are mute. It's so pitiful, they just want to find the weakest team to take advantage of the scroll. As a result, he was not only hunted down by last year's number 1, but he was also frightened by the tattooed Naruto and Sasuke and the ferocious Gaara. Is this the Chunin exam? Is this a cage-level exam? The three people, who had little motivation to begin with, hit it off and decided to find a place to stay for 5 days and then quit the exam. Then the Neji team, which used their Byakugan to chase after them, came over and killed them. And then Tianyu led Gaara and came over with an overwhelming sand roar. At this time, the two ninja teams of Shikamaru and Neji showed their superb fighting skills and ability to adapt to the situation. Both sides stopped fighting at the same time and each found a corner to gather their breath and hide. There is no other reason. It was simply that the terrifying aura Shukaku exuded was too scary for them. This thing seems to be releasing spiritual energy similar to Conqueror's Haki all the time. In layman's terms, it has its own intimidation skills. If these weren't all from Konoha's core ninja clan, any civilian ninja would have been too frightened to move at this time. And they looked at Tianyu who was jumping in front of him regardless of Shukaku's pursuit. His face was aching. Is this the tail end of a crane? You're kidding me. They suddenly discovered that a crane tail that they had despised for many years turned out to be a genius far beyond themselves. This depression made them crazy. However, what makes them even more depressed is that at this time, Tianyu not only did not escape, but decided to fight side by side with Hokage to kill the monster. That's the Hokage, the strongest man in Konoha. He was obviously the weakest in everyone's eyes, but he turned out to be the strongest. A faint resentment emanated from the two teams. It wasn't until Tianyu revealed Luo's true identity that they relaxed. It turned out to be the escort prepared by Fu's second generation's family. That's okay, I can still crush him. At this time, Tianyu had no idea that his strength had gone through a roller coaster arc in the eyes of Neji and others and had reached the bottom again. He is very depressed now. Because he actually forgot about Orochimaru. It's expanded. If you want to keep Sarutobi Hiruzen and kill Gaara, you may need to consider whether this guy is willing or not. After all, this guy's first desire is to kill Sarutobi Hiruzen. Tianyu's eyes rolled continuously. Or run. No matter how you look at it, Sarutobi Hiruzen is dead. Orochimaru seemed to be aware of Tianyu's fear, and he continued to speak with a smile. Don't worry, I just told the teacher that the sealing class may not be able to come. There was a hint of disdain at the corner of Tianyu's mouth. Only a ghost can believe it. Anyway, it is impossible for me to imagine what the enemy is saying. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was heavy. Orochimaru, what on earth are you going to do? Orochimaru looked at me deeply and said with a bored look on his face. Konoha's windmill. Tianyu waved his hand. Okay, I understand, please stop talking. You pretend to be a wolf with feathers and a big tail. If you take revenge, you will take revenge. If you don't take revenge, get out. Who cares about you pushing the windmill? Tianyu turned his head and instantly stood next to Sarutobi Hiruzen, and slowly said to him in a solemn tone. Now is the moment of our life and death. Although my talent is not good, I can summon summoning. Master Hokage, do you have the summoning scroll of the monkey demon with you? Lend it to me and sign it. That's right, he was going to get some benefits and run away. One Shukaku was enough, and adding Orochimaru to the mix was absolutely impossible. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Even the contracted monkey demon is useless. Orochimaru's strength cannot be solved by a monkey demon. And even if you want to summoning, you can't summon an adult monkey demon with the amount of chakra you have. Oh, Tianyu, let's go. Don't get involved in this matter. The ninja in your family who possesses time and space ninjutsu should be able to take you away. Tianyu shouted angrily and righteously. No, Master Hokage, I am a ninja. A Konoha shinobi. Behind me stand my family, my friends, my girlfriend, people. I cannot allow such a dangerous monster to enter Konoha. Hokage-sama, just trust me once. I will definitely be able to summon a powerful monkey demon to resist Orochimaru. Orochimaru looked at Tianyu funny. How naive. What did he really think a mere genin could do in front of him? Even Kakashi can only tremble in front of him, a monkey demon. At his peak, the old ape could still block a few of his attacks. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu who was so determined and was filled with emotion. This is the foundation I have laid for my son and grandson. This will of fire is too strong. If he can get the Tien family behind him to support Asuma, then even if he dies, the position of Hokage will fall to his son. Tianji's influence in the business world is very large, and having money can give Hokage candidates a huge advantage to a certain extent. So Tianyu can't die. Sarutobi Hiruzen took out a scroll from his pocket and handed it to Tianyu. This is the summoning scroll of the monkey demon, take it with you. After you finish the contract, give it to Mr. Asuma, and I will stop them for you. Sarutobi Hiruzen finished. With a bang, the golden hoop in his hand turned into an old-looking white monkey. The monkey demon's movements seemed a little stiff, obviously because of his age. He glanced at Orochimaru, then at Shukaku, and said coldly. Hiruzen, I told you you would regret this. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled bitterly, and then his eyes became sharp. It's not too late. Old man, let's fight side by side again. The ape demon nodded, glanced at Tianyu and said. Go on, take the scroll and leave. I agree that the ape demon clan has signed a contract with you. No, you leave first. Why are you in such a hurry? It will be the same when we sign it. When the monkey demon and Sarutobi Hiruzen were explaining their funeral affairs, Tianyu had already opened the scroll and started writing his name on the scroll paper. As the bloody fingerprints fell, Tianyu's long-awaited contract with the ape demon clan was successfully signed. Sarutobi Hiruzen and the monkey demon looked at Tianyu speechlessly as he began to bite his fingers. Do you really think your summoning technique is invincible? The strongest of the ape demons is right in front of you, so even if you summon another one, it will be useless. However, Tianyu paid no attention to the ideas of these two tool men. At this time, he excitedly discovered that after signing the summoning contract, a fifth light spot appeared directly in his mind. There is indeed something special about the ape demon contract. He bit his fingers and quickly formed seals with his hands, and all the chakra, spiritual power and physical power in his body rushed towards the fourth point of light through the summoning contract. Come out. Summoning. The ape demon. Chapter 50. I'm numb, this is what I can summon. Open black lens bracket 5th update close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Everyone looked at Tianyu unconsciously. Even if you know that a miracle is unlikely to happen. But facing Tianyu's all or nothing attitude, they felt that they should respect him. With a bang, white mist suddenly appeared. A short black shadow emerged from the white mist. The monkey demon and Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't hide their loss. Damn it, what were you expecting? What powerful ape demon can a genin summon? You can't. Four tails, and Sun Wukong can be summoned, right? Looking at this body shape, although it is not that of my great-grandson, it is still that of his grandson. The monkey demon patted Sarutobi Hiruzen on the shoulder and sighed. Let you little guy run away quickly. We can delay it for a while. I will return to the summoning world when you are almost dead. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at his white-haired ape. Damn it, lousy, seeing how righteous you said before, I thought you were going to die generously with me. He turned to look at Tianyu. Tianyu, you, FK. At this time, Tianyu interrupted Sarutobi Hiruzen with a look of shock. His scalp numbed as he looked at the dark shadow gradually becoming clearer in front of him in confusion. Can this TM be summoned by oneself? Summoning Beast. Kakarot, Saiyan. Open black lens bracket strength. Cage level close black lens bracket. Ability. Kame Senryu martial arts. Secret skill. Giant ape transformation. Family. Saiyan clan. Seeing the fluctuations in his mind, Tianyu's whole body went numb. In the past, whether it was the InuYasha world or the pirate world, their upper limit was lower than that of the Hokage world. The peak of the two worlds is no more than the super shadow. Maybe InuYasha and Sesshomaru can reach around the peak of the super shadow, but there are no six paths level experts in the creation of the two worlds. Originally, Tianyu thought that opening the new world should be similar to these two worlds. Even Tianyu hoped that it would be perfect if Kizaru could be summoned. After all, Kizaru is also a monkey. Who would have thought that the fourth world would directly raise the upper limit to an unattainable level? How strong is six paths? Master all the elemental energies between heaven and earth. Mastering space can create the world. To become immortal, one blow can destroy smaller stars, such as the Hokage world moon or something. Is this awesome enough? But in the Dragon Ball world. At best, he's a cockroach level, Kaio level. And what is the concept of Kaio in the Dragon Ball world? There are 5 in one galaxy. There are countless galaxies in the universe, and there are 12 in the universe. Priests above Kaio include Kaio God, God of Destruction, Angel, Archangel, and Omni King. What's more important is that the King of Kai is not the one responsible for fighting in the entire clergy system. Therefore, if the entire ninja world is placed in the Dragon Ball world, it can be regarded as a small remote planet in one of the universes. Although it is not a battle against the five scum, it is not known whether it can break through 10,000 in terms of combat power. Under such circumstances, he is not yet at cage level and can actually connect to the passage of this world. What a ghost. What's more important is the confused kid in front of him. Kakarot, Sun Wukong, the protagonist of the Dragon Ball world. A bug that can compete with the god of destruction in the future. Is this something you can summon by yourself? As a well-informed time traveler from Tianyu, Rao was also filled with shock and excitement at this moment. At this time, he now has the urge to pack Son Goku away and give it to Orochimaru to clone the Saiyan blood. Damn it, Hokage is nothing. Tailed beasts are nothing. Otsutsuki is nothing. If he could fuse the Saiyan blood into himself, Kagaya would not blink even if he knelt naked and sang to himself about conquering himself. Tianyu took a few deep breaths excitedly. He suddenly remembered that the four realm kings of the Milky Way originally grew up on a planet called the Realm Core Star. It is a huge planet similar to Kaio. Each Kaio is born from the fruit of a huge kaiju tree on Kaixin planet, in the way of core people. This thing looks so familiar. Isn't this the essence of the chakra fruit of the sacred tree? Is this the reason why I can open the Dragon Ball world? Or is it that the upper limit of the Hokage world is actually not inferior to that of the Dragon Ball world? Tianyu felt happy in her heart. But he also understands that Ten Tails is not so much the same as the boundary tree. In fact, it is more like a spiritual tree that devours the planet and relies on absorbing the life force of the planet to gain strength. Tianyu thought about the god of Otsutsuki that Otsutsuki Ashiki imagined. If he planted the entire universe with sacred trees and gathered the power of the entire universe into one body, he might actually be able to reach the level of the god of destruction. But where did he get so many? The Otsutsuki clan went to feed the trees. The two filial sons, Otsutsuki Hagoromo and Otsutsuki Hamura, flashed through Tianyu's mind. Could it be that these two unlucky children were Kagaya's rations specially made to feed Ten Tails because Ten Tails didn't swallow the complete one? If Kagaya's character introduction in the formula book and his crazy obsession with chakra are followed, it is really possible to do such a thing. Tianyu swallowed, and he suddenly felt that he had discovered something shocking. No wonder the Otsutsuki brothers risked their lives to seal their own mother, and together they were sacrifices to feed the tree. He then thought about the so-called Ashura and Indra. These two guys never appeared from beginning to end. Instead, Sage of Six Paths popped up in the end and distributed yin-yang escape plugins to Naruto and Sasuke. The mechanics of the wedge are reminiscent of the Otsutsuki clan and the death of Otsutsuki Hamura on the moon. Tianyu glanced at Naruto and Sasuke coming from a distance with a suspicious look on his face. He suddenly felt that these two guys might not be the chakra reincarnations of Ashura and Indra, but the reincarnations of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths, this half-hearted Otsutsuki clan, because their bodies reached the limit, turned the chakra into wedges and passed them to each of them. Then generation after generation searched for a suitable container for their own resurrection. Tianyu smacked his lips and cleared these unrealistic thoughts from his mind. He looked at the confused little son Wukong with stern eyes, a big bad wolf-like expression on his face. He pointed at Shukaku and said mischievously, "Want to eat meat? Help me beat this monster to death, there's enough meat." Chapter 51. Are there any monkeys in your clan that have evolved so completely? Open black lens bracket. First update. Close black lens bracket. Advertise here. The white smoke disperses. Sun Wukong's appearance was also completely exposed to everyone. Everyone looked at the young Kakarot with black lines on his head in confusion. Sarutobi Hiruzen even frowned and asked the monkey demon, "Are there any monkeys in your tribe that have evolved so completely? All they have is a hairy tail." The monkey demon's face darkened. "Get out. This is not a monkey from my tribe. No, this is obviously not a monkey." But Sun Wukong's red tail waved, letting everyone understand that the child's tail in front of them was not a decoration. Naruto, who had just arrived, looked at the new hero summoned by Tianyu with a pained face and couldn't help but complain. This guy, the stuff coming out of summoning is getting more and more outrageous. He is one of the few people who knows that this is something that Tianyu actually summoned, rather than the summoned guard that Tianyu said. At this time, little Wukong had heard Tianyu's promise. He asked Tianyu with excitement, "Are you telling the truth? Will you really give me food?" Tianyu nodded with a smile, and pointed at Shukaku like a trafficker trying to trick a little girl with a lollipop. "That's him, he's the monster who destroys the world, beat him." Tianyu thought in his heart. Cage level, basically belongs to the street level. In terms of the fighting ability shown by the young Kakarot, even if it reaches cage level, it is very reluctant, and it is very likely that it will not be Shukaku's opponent. At this time, he is most likely to have the same combat power as when he defeated Demon King Piccolo, which is about 260. If we look at the panel attributes alone, little Goku at this time will definitely not be able to beat Shukaku. But there is something extremely powerful about Earth's martial arts schools. That is how you can explode by controlling your breath. It stands to reason that a person's strength is to gradually enhance his combat effectiveness through mental and physical training, and energy does not arise for no reason. Therefore, this kind of aeration martial arts is inherently unreasonable, unless the source of this stronger energy can be found. Tianyu looked at Wukong with burning eyes. Let me see the so-called turtle Senryu. Wukong patted his chest and said excitedly. Leave it to me, I can definitely do it. At this time, Shukaku suddenly let out a terrifying roar. Ho, ha ha, let you talk nonsense here. I have successfully unlocked the seal. An even larger chakra erupted from Shukaku's body. Countless sands gathered towards Shukaku, and soon formed a giant Shukaku that was over 100 meters tall. Complete body. By controlling Gaara's body, Shukaku successfully broke the already weak seal in Gaara's body. Tianyu raised his head and looked into Shukaku's body. But Gaara was not found, and he cursed. Damn, shouldn't technique expose Jinchuriki outside? It's a lie. The anime is really all lies. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed completely. If he was in the previous state of his body, he still had some hope of winning. But at this time, Shukaku had completely transformed into his complete form, and with his current physical condition, he simply couldn't defeat Shukaku. If I had known better, I would have stopped talking nonsense with that guy Tianyu. I would have believed him and watched him act weird. Ape Demon. Sarutobi Hiruzen no longer places hope on Tianyu. He ordered the ape demon to turn into a golden hoop again, grow longer. The thick stick instantly stabbed Shukaku in the stomach, and the lengthened golden cudgel directly pierced Shukaku's abdomen. However, this attack had no effect on Shukaku at all. His body was originally made of sand forced together. At this time, Shukaku was in the same state as Toribel of the Don Quixote family, with his body under his bloated body being ridiculously small. No one can be sure where its body is, which is also a small trick to its absolute defense. The golden cudgel has grown longer. At this time, another crisp cry came out, and a slender stick suddenly jumped out and inserted into Shukaku's body. Shukaku sneered in a sharp voice. Haha, it's useless, you can't find it, vomit. Before Shukaku could finish speaking, a dependent body was poked out of the huge Shukaku's body. Shukaku, Sarutobi Hiruzen, the monkey demon and others. Only Orochimaru looked at little Goku thoughtfully, with a look of astonishment flashing in his eyes. Shukaku broke away from the golden cudgel attack and hurriedly got into the collapsed tailed beast's body again. Impossible. How could you possibly hit me? It's just a coincidence. Huh, I won't be polite next time, look at me, vomit. With another extended golden cudgel, Shukaku, who was relying on his body, was poked out of his body again. Everyone, Shukaku, who returned to his true form again, couldn't help but cursed. Damn it, how did you find me? Little Wukong scratched his head. Use your anger, said he closed his eyes and poked Shukaku out again. Look, Chi, I can find you even with my eyes closed. Shukaku vomited blood. TMD, Tionk. My body of sand can obviously create the maximum defense with the minimum chakra. Then I met a pervert who ignored his own tricks and directly attacked the main body. I'm so lucky. Sarutobi Hiruzen patted the monkey demon and asked softly. Is this your grandson? The ape demon pondered for a moment and uttered one word with determination. Right, MD, whether it is or not, it will be from now on. Damn it, it can be seen that this guy is using magic. Immortal magic. We, the ape demon clan, also have magic. We too can become a holy place. Tianyu breathed a long sigh of relief and showed an expression on his face. He looked at little Wukong with a fiery face and murmured. Natural energy. It is indeed natural energy. The fourth vortex represents natural energy. Are you angry? So the so-called gathering of energy and exploding energy are actually just like the temporary magic of chakra, which absorbs natural energy to amplify itself. Kamezenryu. No, this should be the core of the real Dragon Ball world, the ultimate development of natural energy. It would be great if I could find a way to learn the Vitality Bomb. If everything is not decided, I will lose the Vitality Bomb. Chapter 52 Fierce Battle with Shukaku, the most unexpected ninja. Open black lens bracket second update close black lens bracket. Advertise here. At this moment, Wukong didn't know that a certain guy had already planned the energy bomb in advance. Because he was constantly poking Shukaku with the golden cudgel with a depressed look on his face, but he found nothing. Because Shukaku already understood that little Goku could find his own identity. Shukaku, who knew he couldn't hide, would naturally not stand and let others poke him out like before. He began to continuously control Gaara's possession body to move continuously within the body of the tailed beast. The expansion and contraction speed of the golden cudgel obviously cannot catch up with Shukaku, which makes little Goku look a little depressed. You come out and fight. When had he ever seen such a shameless thing? Even if the big devil Piccolo had longer hands at most, this guy would just shrink into his turtle shell and not come out. Shukaku sneered. Ha, naive. Tianyu rolled his eyes wildly. If this wasn't a perfect Jinchuriki, he would have eaten the golden hoop. Naruto went berserk and lost his mind and did whatever he saw. Shukaku went berserk and turned into an old Yinpi with a complete IQ. Didn't I say that only 8 tails is the perfect Jinchuriki? With the patch released by Minato, it seems that there are only a few of the 9 Jinchuriki who are not perfect Jinchuriki. Shouldn't you be howling and throwing tailed beast bombs everywhere now? Tianyu touched his eyes. Alas, I don't have that fate. To deal with something like a tailed beast, you have to either use the mental control of Sharingan or the physical control of wood style. The 5 elements escape technique, even the bloodline elimination is no match for the tailed beast bomb. When he reaches Kikyo's level, he will probably be able to shoot the demon-breaking arrow and kill the tailed beast on the tree with a bang. Tianyu looked at Konoha village, which had not supported him for a long time, and glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen with disgust. Your character is really bad. It's been so long and you haven't even reported Jonin. The Death Forest is almost turning into a desert, and the elites of each ninja clan still show no sign of coming. Tianyu could guess that it was Yakushi Kabuto who intercepted the ceiling class. But a Kakashi-level Yakushi Kabuto can never stop many Konoha shinobi players. At this time, Kakashi is still just a unit of measurement in the ninja world. Sarutobi Hiruzen had an MMP expression on his face as he listened to Tianyu's ridicule. At this time, he also realized that something happened in Konoha, and some people didn't want him to live. There may even be more than one person who doesn't want to live alone. Sarutobi Hiruzen remained silent and quickly formed seals with his hands again. Fire-style Fire Dragon Flame Bullet. The hot flames swept towards Shukaku like a fire dragon. The terrifying high temperature caused Shukaku's sand body to begin to partially crystallize. It's now. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes lit up. Water-style Water Dragon Bomb technique. He opened his mouth suddenly and took a deep breath. The terrifying Water Dragon Bomb rushed towards the crystal that was burned by the Fire Dragon Bomb. Boom. Between the alternation of hot and cold, Shukaku's front cracked again. Shukaku roared angrily. The already huge belly expanded instantly through inhalation. A huge air cannon filled with high-density chakra erupted from Shukaku's huge mouth and rushed towards Tianyu and little Goku. The power of this ninjutsu is no less powerful than Piccolo's Qigong wave. The towering tree, which is more than 10 meters high, looks like a small grass and is plowed into a gap by the passing missiles. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face changed drastically. He quickly formed seals with his hands and spit out a mouthful of black mud. Earth-style wall technique. The black mud rose from the ground and soon turned into a cliff-like cliff. Tianyu admired in his heart the power of this earth flow wall. It is indeed much bigger than Kakashi, and he deserves the title of the strongest Hokage. It's a pity that it didn't show the dog's head, so it's a bad review. With a bang, the empty bomb collided with the earth flow wall fiercely. The violent explosion directly caused the entire forest to shake. The candidates taking the Chunin exam were full of panic at this time. How can a group of them, genin, participate in a battle of this level? At this time, Shikamaru led Choji and Ino to exit the forest frantically. Damn it, if I just said I wouldn't take this exam, my father might have forgotten that his son was here to take the exam. Ino said worriedly as she ran. Where is Tianyu? What should Tianyu do? Shikamaru was speechless, rolled his eyes and said frantically. Stop Tianyu, he can't even die if we die. He looked in the direction of Sarutobi Hiruzen, and with his IQ he could guess some of the situation. Aku, Shikamaru lamented, it's too much trouble. What's the point of fighting over it? I'm here to help you too. The great Jade spiral 1,000 years of death. Suddenly a loud roar interrupted Shikamaru's thoughts. He turned around in confusion and saw that Naruto had suddenly jumped up behind Shukaku's butt and hit him with a Rasengan spell. Shikamaru, Tianyu, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru. With a bang, the terrifying power exploded from bottom to top. The huge tailed beast's body was directly blown away by the sneak attack of the Rasengan spell, which was comparable to the tailed beast bomb. Gaara was knocked away from the tailed beast's body by the spinning power of the Rasengan. Shukaku was like a water tank for Narusaku's rooftop duel, blasting Gaara out from the inside. Even his body of possession was in tatters. It's now. Tianyu shouted loudly. At some point Luo sneaked under Shukaku and suddenly raised his right hand. Room. Chapter 53 Little Wukong explodes. Turtle-style Qigong. Open black lens bracket. Third update. Close black lens bracket. Advertise here. With a swish sound, Gaara disappeared in midair instantly. Nani? Sarutobi Hiruzen and others looked at Luo in shock. The opponent's time and space ninjutsu can actually affect the enemy. Everyone suddenly looked in the direction of Tianyu. At this time, little Wukong assumed a lunging forward posture as if he had been prepared for a long time. The expression of Gaara controlled by Shukaku changed drastically. Countless sand wrapped around himself from the collapsed body behind him. Tianyu grinned, with a permeating white fang on his face. It's too late. Little Wukong disappeared instantly, and the next second, he appeared directly in front of Gaara. So fast. Xiao Li, Neji and others' pupils shrank. When dealing with Shukaku before, little Wukong is like a useless ornament that can only be poked by lengthening the golden cudgel. This makes everyone subconsciously think that little Wukong may be able to do magic, but his fighting ability is not strong. After all, he is still a child. But they all forgot. It's not just ninjutsu that increases natural energy. Regarding the increase in physical skills, the magic chakra also has unparalleled power. And the way of fighting in the Dragon Ball world is exactly physical skills. Bang! Little Wukong's fist hit the tattered possession body hard. The seemingly young fist instantly shattered part of Gaara's possession body. Before the passive sand shield approaches, little Wukong's fist has landed on Ping Yi body again. Ah! Hit, hit, hit. As little Goku shouted loudly, the movements of his hands became faster and faster, and Shukaku's body continued to collapse. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru, Xiao Li, and Neji took a deep breath. In terms of single physical skills, this guy definitely has the strength of 6th Gate guy. Even higher. Don't look at it, 6th Gate guy is just Jonin's fighting power. But this is normal for little Wukong, not like opening the 8 inner gates. Shukaku was hit by Goku's combo and screamed. The ninja world is all about ninjutsu, and they are all a group of melee mages. Where have I ever encountered such pure warriors? After all, a melee mage is also a mage. What determines life and death for everyone is usually ninjutsu. As a result, the opponent was not worried about playing tricks at all, and Shukaku, who was directly attacking with a set of taijutsu combos, could only passively defend. If it's just pure physical skills, forget it. But Shukaku clearly felt that the opponent's attack contained magic chakra. Every time you hit yourself, you will consume a lot of chakra. Hey, ha, little Wukong kicked Gaara into the air with a shadow dance movement. Then he received a ground shot and sent Gaara flying hard. With a bang, Gaara landed with a loud roar. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and reminded Goku loudly. Be careful, this guy is not injured, don't let him recover. Little Wukong, who was falling in midair, didn't reply, but just put his hands behind his back like a calyx. Ha, beautiful, ha, beautiful. Blue energy gathered crazily in the palm of little Wukong's hand. Tianyu and Orochimaru stared at little Goku's palm, their hearts filled with excitement and shock. Tianyu stared at Wukong. At this moment, he wished he had a Sharingan to copy this thing. However, he also knew that turtle-style Qigong was obviously biased towards immortal arts, and it was impossible to copy it with Sharingan's ability. Tianyu looked at the gradually rising Qi, and murmured excitedly. Is this the turtle-style Qigong? Such rich natural energy. Orochimaru's face was full of wonder, and he instantly deduced some principles of turtle-style Qigong. This is to put the synthesis of senjutsu chakra outside the body, so as to absorb more natural energy and increase the power of ninjutsu. What a genius idea. It's not that Orochimaru has no impression of this kind of move. At least his subordinate Jugo has similar skills. It's just that in the second state of the curse seal, a chakra cannon is created by modifying the human body to vent to the outside world. There is still a huge gap between pure ninjutsu, like turtle school Qigong. Generally speaking, whether it is the senjutsu of Mount Myoboku or Raichi Cave, you need to absorb natural energy in your body first. Mixed with chakra to produce magic. After chakra. Then use the senjutsu chakra to release ninjutsu, or add body-giving techniques to enhance your strength. However, this method will have side effects when absorbing too much natural energy, such as Mount Myoboku's transformation into a toad, and Raichi Cave's negative emotions running rampant. Therefore, no one dares to absorb too much natural energy in battle, for fear of causing side effects, and the enemy will seize the flaw and counterattack. When Naruto fought against Six Paths Pain, he deliberately absorbed the magic chakra into the beast path, causing him to turn into a toad. Jugo also lost his mind once and was beaten into a dwarf by Raikage. Therefore, no one will absorb excessive amounts of natural energy to fight against the enemy. However, the turtle school Qigong at this time made up for this shortcoming. Through practice, he gathered Qi outside the body to form the Senju chakra, to attack directly, without having to worry about excessive natural energy affecting you. Although it seems, it's a bit like the principle of tailed beasts gathering tailed beast bomb. But in fact, the tailed beast bomb consumes the power of the tailed beasts themselves. However, turtle-style Qigong can replace 1/3 of the consumption by natural energy. Even since it does not require too precise control outside the body, an attack with the same power can save half of the physical energy. In this way, martial artists can use less force to fight more force. Orochimaru licked his lips, looking at little Wukong with some excitement. This method of cultivation directly aroused his scientific research spirit. This kind of ninjutsu was something he had never seen before in so many years, and his dream was to obtain the truth of all ninjutsu in the world. At this time, little Wukong has already replenished his energy. With a ha, the blue light wave blasted straight towards Shukaku. Boom. A loud noise accompanied by a terrifying explosion spread in all directions. The terrifying air waves directly blew away the nearby towering trees. At this time, Temari and Konkuro, who were watching the battle secretly, shouted in horror. Gaara. Shukaku's painful roar directly raised their hearts. Immortal magic has a very strong restraining effect on chakra. Even the truth-seeking ball can't resist the attack of magic. Chapter 54. Shukaku retreats, excited Sarutobi Hiruzen, 4th update. Advertise here. Can't beat it, can't beat it. In the tailed beast space, Shukaku cursed and stuck out his tongue with a depressed look on his face. I thought I was going out for some fun, but I bumped into a pervert, damn. A pair of eyes slowly appeared in the darkness, and the deep consciousness of the other 8-tailed beasts were all gathered together through the connection with the origin of the sacred tree. 9 tails lay on the ground with a look of disdain. The food is the food, so what excuse can you give yourself? One-tailed food just won't do. Shukaku's face turned red when he heard this, and he roared angrily at Nine Tails. What are you talking about, a stinky fox? I'm different from trash like you who are locked up. I can get out when I want. Kurama glanced at Shukaku with disdain and sneered. Then why didn't you escape? Isn't it because you would be arrested after you ran away? We were all sealed by that guy Senju Hashirama, but you, it seems, were arrested by an ordinary monk, right? Upon hearing this, Shukaku roared angrily in a high-pitched voice. You fart, I'm just bored and want to find someone to talk to. Sage of Six Paths originally told them to believe in humans and help humans. But for so many years, apart from being afraid of them, humans have only wanted to make them into war tools. The so-called right person has never appeared until now. On the contrary, it was the monk who shared the blessing that made Shukaku very interesting. He sacrificed himself for the village without hesitation in an attempt to save himself. But these ignorant humans have no idea that their tailed beasts are not evil in the first place, but are just too powerful to cause fear among humans. Those who are not of my race must have different minds. This is the reason why the tailed beasts suffer, and it is also the fundamental reason why the tailed beasts hate humans. Their life of isolation was placed by Sage of Six Paths in a place suitable for tailed beasts to survive, and they never left. But he was still caught and sold by Senju Hashirama. That shameless dog coin sealed all the tailed beasts with one hand, while saying that the tailed beasts were too strong to let them roam the ninja world. Damn it! Yu and Uchiha Madara glared at each other, as if Nine Tails immediately knelt down. The other one summoned the giant Buddha to catch Nine Tails, as if he were catching little chickens, so he had the nerve to say that we are too strong. Pooh, humans are all hypocritical, having said that. However, as the tailed beasts who regard Sage of Six Paths as their father, they still believe deep down in their hearts that one day there may be a right person who will accept them as a group of tailed beasts. This is why Shukaku was sealed and even volunteered to make Gaara the perfect Jinchuriki after Bunfuku's death. Although he is a bit talkative and makes Gaara sleepless. But Lousy has already made you a perfect Jinchuriki, why don't you talk to me, and as for you being unable to sleep and disturbing me. Shukaku glanced at Nine Tails and other beasts and said. Smelly fox, I will be free soon. You can lock yourself in a cage, haha. Nine Tails chuckled, turned around and lay on his front paws, ignoring this idiot. You took back your consciousness, didn't you just want to save that Jinchuriki's life? The reason Sarutobi Hiruzen agreed to kill him was because Shukaku went berserk and they couldn't seal it. Now Shukaku has given up his rampage and curled up inside Gaara. This means they don't have to kill Gaara to stop the tailed beast rebellion. A living Jinchuriki is worth much more than a dead one. Of course this is for the village. But at this time in the outside world. Gaara's body was covered with cracks like broken porcelain, and pieces of sand fell off her skin and turned into fine sand. He looked at himself in disbelief, with a look of fear in his eyes that he hadn't seen for a long time. The monster in his body actually lost. Even the constant roar in my head disappeared. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face showed a look of ecstasy. They actually defeated Jinchuriki, no, a tailed beast. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked excitedly at Gaara who had lost the support of Shukaku chakra. At this time, Gaara is just a stronger Ant Genin. In the past, I had Shukaku as a power bank and used ninjutsu unscrupulously. Now that Shukaku has retreated, he is just a 12-year-old brat. Moreover, there is no whirlpool bloodline, no pros and cons, 8-sign seal, tailed beast chakra to feed itself. I picked up a Jinchuriki. Sarutobi Hiruzen was directly filled with excitement in his heart, a blessing in disguise. This is a blessing in disguise. Next, as long as Orochimaru's problem is solved, he can gain great benefits from Gaara, the Jinchuriki. Even if there is no way to intercept Shukaku in Konoha, Gaara can still be used to threaten Sunagaku in exchange for a lot of profits. Money, ninjutsu, secret techniques. As long as Sunagaku does not want to be removed from the 5 great ninja villages, they must pay the price to redeem Jinchuriki, otherwise once the balance of the tailed beasts is broken, they will be finished. Gaara run. At this time, an angry shout came from not far away, wind-style Fengshi technique. Baki, whose face was half covered, rushed out from a distance and killed Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen showed a look of disdain at this time. The little mouse finally can't hide anymore. Tianyu, you go and control Jinchuriki, and I'll deal with the rest. He is the strongest Hokage, but he can't defeat the tailed beasts. How can he defeat a Jonin? He's not afraid even if Orochimaru comes with him. This is his confidence as the largest village in the ninja world, Konoha Village Hokage. Chapter 55 Gaara dies. Sand Shinobi Retreat Open Black Lens Bracket 5th Update Close Black Lens Bracket. Advertise here. Baki wanted to scold her like crazy at this moment. Although he didn't know what Gaara was crazy about, he had told them many times before they came to take the exam. Keep a low profile and keep a low profile, they have a secret mission. So this is how you kept a low profile for Lousy. If this is a bit publicized, are you going to hang up a banner to tell Konoha that the village has sent Shukaku over? He said that this matter was unreliable. But Lord Fourth Casecage didn't listen at all. I don't know if I have been stunned by mining all year round, but I have to go to Konoha to tell the daimyo the importance of the ninja village. Although I was complaining like crazy in my heart. But the movements of his hands were not slow. Wind-style ninjutsu attacked Sarutobi Hiruzen one after another, in order to buy Gaara time to escape. He glanced at Orochimaru who was still watching the show and shouted hurriedly. Lord Orochimaru, take action quickly. We promised to attack Hokage, isn't now the best opportunity? This plan was originally proposed by Orochimaru, and Baki was not there to watch the show like Orochimaru. As expected, with Baki's roar, Sarutobi Hiruzen's offensive slowed down a bit. He really didn't care about the elite Jonin who was just a poor player in Sarutobi. Most of his attention was on Orochimaru. Suddenly a white-robed Anbu appeared and greeted the 3 Anbu guards who had been watching the show. Don't worry, Hokage-sama, we are here to help you keep an eye on Orochimaru. 3 Hokage guards watching the show hurriedly gathered behind the white-robed Captain Anbu. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed. Idiot, get out of the way. White-robed Anbu suddenly turned around and instantly sealed the throats of 3 Hokage guards who had reached special Jonin. The 3 people held their throats in disbelief and slowly fell down. How is it possible? Who are you? The white-robed Anbu on the opposite side took off his mask with a smile, revealing Yakushi Kabuto's kind face with glasses. Kabuto senpai. Naruto from a distance looked at the person in shock. Yakushi Kabuto smiled at Naruto. Na Luduo, long time no see. Naruto pouted. It's only been 2 days since we last met. Kabuto smiled and said nothing. He turned to look at Sarutobi. Hiruzen asked Orochimaru without looking back. Lord Orochimaru, next is Hokage-sama, right? Orochimaru was in a trance, but after listening to Kabuto's words, he came back to his senses and smiled. Yes, teacher, I'm here to give you a ride. Sarutobi Hiruzen sneered. Orochimaru, I let you off the hook first, but I won't let you off this time. Even one-tail Shukaku was defeated. As long as he combines the 2 guards summoned by Tianyu, he can definitely deal with Orochimaru and Baki easily. Just hold on until Tianyu captures Jinchuriki. Tianyu. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu and shouted. Quick, after controlling Jinchuriki, let those 2 people help me. Tianyu patted his chest and responded loudly. Hokage-sama, don't worry and leave it to me. Take your life. Wait, it's about catching, not killing. Okay, Hokage-sama, the monster takes his life. Quote. Temari and Kankuro both stood in front of Gaara. Facing Tianyu who was walking slowly, Temari's eyes were filled with pleading and fear. Gaara, who was unable to move behind her, looked blankly at her brothers and sister standing in front of her and asked. Why? He had obviously treated them like this before, so why were they still willing to stand in front of him? Kankuro swallowed hard, held back his fear and shouted. Why? Of course it's because I'm your brother. How can a big brother abandon his younger brother and run away first? Temari glanced at Kankuro happily, then glanced at Gaara behind her and opened her giant folding fan. Yes, but I am the eldest sister. Kankuro, take Gaara with you. I'll be the queen. Kankuro. Temari. Call sister. Gaara. No, let's go. Tianyu. Tianyu touched his nose and said, damn, why did they make Lousy look like a villain like this? You are obviously the one who takes action first, okay. You guys, a group of ninjas who are planning to invade other people's villages, are so sensational and stupid. He pointed at Gaara. Luo on the side understood immediately. Room. Slaughterhouse. With a swish sound, a teleporter appeared directly behind Gaara. Not good. The faces of Kankuro and Temari who were arguing changed greatly. An evil smile appeared on the corner of Luo's mouth, and the sharp knife Guiwei in his hand instantly sank into Gaara's chest. Room scalpel. A heart wrapped in blue space was dug out by Luo in an instant, and Gaara also fell to the ground at this time. Gaara, Temari and Kankuro's eyes were splitting. Baki looked at the scene in front of him with a look of despair. Let's go. He left Sarutobi Hiruzen behind and immediately ran away from Konoha. Temari and Kankuro glanced at Tianyu with hatred, and quickly fled after him. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was ashen, and he asked Tianyu loudly. Damn it, why kill him? You will cause a war. Tianyu took the gift from Luo Pao and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a smile on his face, Gaara's heart full of sympathy. Why? Because I want you to die too. Chapter 56. The same treatment as the Uchiha clan first update. Advertise here. Tianyu's words made the surrounding area quiet. Everyone looked at Tianyu in astonishment. Naruto from a distance looked at Tianyu in shock and shouted. Huh, Tianyu, what are you talking about? Go and help Master Hokage. Before, Naruto poured all the chakra into the Rasengan just now. At this time, he had no strength to continue fighting. But seeing Tianyu actually saying that he wanted Hokage to die, Naruto was extremely excited. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu in disbelief and asked in a harsh voice. What on earth do you mean? One Orochimaru is enough of a headache, plus a mysterious man who knows time and space ninjutsu and a powerful little monkey, a child. If Tianyu betrays her, I'm afraid she will really end up here. Tianyu sighed and shook his head. You really don't blame me, Hokage-sama, I'm just going with the flow. You will die here fighting and die together with Shukaku. You have performed your duty and loyalty to Konoha. What a glorious sacrifice. You should cherish this ending. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils shrank and his face turned pale as he asked. Are you with Orochimaru? Or from other ninja villages? How could the Tien family have such a powerful guard? You must be a fake Tianyu. Upon hearing this, Naruto looked at Tianyu in shock and said. Are you fake? Where did you hide the real Tianyu? Tianyu spread his hands and the old god said innocently. This is not nonsense. I am Tianyu, and I am the heir to the will of fire in the new era. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face darkened, and he kept secretly observing in the direction of Konoha, and kept asking. Nonsense. Tianyu will not betray Konoha. It seems that he noticed Sarutobi Hiruzen's little movements. Tianyu chuckled and directly found a place to sit down. You don't need to delay. I don't think the major families in Konoha will show up before you die, right? Orochimaru-sama. Orochimaru's pupils shrank, his tongue unconsciously licked his lips and he smiled. I'm more interested in you. Tianyu smiled. No, I'm not interested in shemales. You'd better go find Sasuke, or Naruto. At this time, Sasuke, who was confused by this complicated situation, turned dark. I'm not interested either. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu who was swearing, and his mind gradually sank. He said in a harsh voice. You mean? Tianyu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen funny and sighed. Don't look at me, I just figured it out. I have to say you have taken a good start. This scene looks very familiar. It was the same when the Uchiha clan was destroyed. Sarutobi Hiruzen trembled suddenly, and his face turned completely ugly. Sasuke, who was silent at first, suddenly stood up and shouted angrily. What do you mean, Tianyu? What do you mean by this? Tianyu looked at Sasuke with a strange look on his face. It doesn't matter if you have different talents. You can't use your brain well. Why don't you even think about it? Why was the huge Uchiha clan wiped out silently? Sasuke gritted his teeth and said. That's because our clan is too far away from the center of Konoha. Tianyu sneered. Shit, your clan relies on two ninja clans, the Inuzuka clan and the Aburame clan, who are good at searching. Even if the Sarutobi clan is wiped out silently, there is no way that your Uchiha clan will not be discovered. What's more, since the Nine Tails Rebellion, the village has sent Anbu to monitor the Uchiha clan 24 hours a day. Even if a fly flies in, Anbu will be able to detect it immediately. However, no one discovered that the Uchiha clan was wiped out until all the Uchiha clan was dead. Even you discovered it earlier than the village. Do you think this is normal? If you think it's normal, then I suspect that you got the top spot in this grade because of cheating. You may not have even attended the tactical reconnaissance class. That is the largest family in Konoha. If it is destroyed so easily, is it still necessary for Konoha to exist? Uchiha Sasuke was shaking violently. He looked at Tianyu in astonishment, and his whole body was wrapped in an icy chill. What on earth do you mean? You mean the Uchiha clan? The village knew about it, but there was no support. Tianyu smacked his lips and was about to speak. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted angrily. That's enough. Sasuke shouldn't be involved in this. Tianyu burst out laughing. Why shouldn't we participate? Isn't Sasuke from the Uchiha clan? Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a stern expression. This will lead him astray. That man wants Sasuke to live in peace. All for the sake of peace in Konoha. Tianyu clicked his tongue twice and said with contempt. Hypocrisy. You are all playing politics with stolen money. What you say is high-sounding. In the end, isn't it your own rule that you are safeguarding? Sasuke's expression at this time was extremely ferocious, and he roared angrily at Tianyu and Sarutobi Sasuke. What's going on? What's the conspiracy behind the destruction of the Uchiha clan? Tell me. I don't care about peace. I want to know the truth. Tianyu shrugged. Look, children have their own opinions. You dirty adults shouldn't make decisions for children. And you don't need to delay. It's only the second day of the exam, and there are still 3 days until the end of the exam. If you think you can drag it out for 3 days, you can try it. I think Orochimaru-sama will definitely not mind. Right. Orochimaru chuckled. Of course. Chapter 57 Showdown. 3rd generation, you are old. Open black lens bracket 3 consecutive updates close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed continuously. He looked at the little Wukong and Luo who surrounded him, and his heart was filled with resentment. He took a deep breath and asked coldly. Whose side are you on? Others have motives to deal with me, but I don't think I have anything to apologize to your Tien family, right? Tianyu nodded in agreement. Indeed, Lord Hokage, you are still very friendly to us commoners and wealthy businessmen, and we all like to deal with Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but ask. Then why? Of course it's because of profit. Tianyu said calmly. Originally, I thought that I would just have enough money to spend. Anyway, I have money and I can spend it as I please. But as some unexpected things happened, I began to feel less satisfied with the status quo. Human desires are unlimited, and only through this unlimited desire can human beings progress. Looking at the frowning Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tianyu explained with a smile. Indeed, your governing policy has great advantages and great convenience for small tribes and businessmen like us. So suppressing political opponents and eradicating dissidents like you do has nothing to do with us, but. Tianyu sighed. Times have changed. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. He didn't know what Tianyu meant. Tianyu suddenly pointed at Luo and said with a smile. Do you think he is a ninja guard trained by our family? No, no, he comes from another world, a world 10 times larger than this planet. The entire land of the ninja world is only the size of Eastern Europe, covering more than 4 million square kilometers. Even if you rely on ninja legs for a month, you can walk from the land of thunder to Kurigakure. If you were to take a look at the pirate world, Wang Dalu would exhaust you to death just by walking around. As soon as Tianyu's words came out, everyone looked at Luo in shock. Otherworld. Sarutobi Hiruzen denied with a pained face. Are you kidding me? You might as well say you want to be the Hokage, so usurping the throne is more convincing. Tianyu chuckled. I didn't want you to believe it, I just told you my motives. You see, I can go to a place that is several times or 10 times larger than this world, so I need a large number of strong and trustworthy collaborators to explore the new world together. Tianyu casually summoned a large amount of gold coins and golden antiques, which made several people narrow their eyes. This is just wealth obtained from trading with the king of a small island in that world. Not to mention countless new species, resources, and technologies. And I can connect to more than one world like this. Have you ever heard of grinding game copies? I need a copy of one world after another, and continue to grow to satisfy the expanding desires in my heart. Tianyu seemed to have been holding it in for a long time and rattled off a series of shocking information. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru and others looked at Tianyu in shock. They thought of all kinds of incredible reasons. But I really can't think of the other party directly moving into another world. Sarutobi Hiruzen gasped and said quickly. I can work with you too. Let's explore those worlds together. Tianyu sneered and shook his head. You are old, Sarutobi Hiruzen. You have been paving the way for the Sarutobi clan. Orochimaru is right, you are no longer the Nushiro. There are not only benefits in other worlds, but also dangers. Do you know who the leader of this guy is? The pirate leader of that world, Doflamingo of 7 warlords of the sea, has now directly occupied an island kingdom for arms trading, with tens of thousands of lives on his hands. Cardo's evil deeds were like playing house in front of him. Quote. There are countless such dangerous people in Otherworld, and all I have to do is trade with them and look for opportunities. Do you think cage level is the pinnacle of this world? No, this is just the starting point. This child's name is Sun Wukong. Yes, he is the one you think of. The world he lives in has countless monsters that can explode the ninja world with one finger. There are even monsters that can break dimensions and time. God. If they discover the coordinates of the ninja world, the entire ninja world may be wiped out in an instant. Would you be willing to let such a world come to the ninja world? Sun Wukong's eyes brightened. Are there actually so many strong people? I didn't even know. Sarutobi Hiruzen showed a look of horror when he heard this. Although he didn't want to believe it yet, seeing Tianyu's determined attitude made him think about it unconsciously. If such a world really existed, would you be willing to cooperate with it? The answer is negative. Even the powerful Konoha itself is unwilling to tolerate it, let alone a monster that destroys the world at every turn. The golden vortex in Tianyu's mind is just a time and space anchor. When other people are brought to the pirate world by him, they can also invade through summoning. This can be seen from BABY5's ability to summoning its own shadow clone. When you put ninjas into the pirate world, then this world will no longer be your own place. Now, in addition to having the talent to fight monsters and upgrade, the most important thing is to be able to obtain the core training system of each world. If he wants to use the power of the ninja world to do things, he must give up some of his interests. After making such a big sacrifice, he was naturally unwilling to hand over his back to a Hokage who worked with his teammates all day long to cooperate. With Sarutobi Hiruzen's acting style of being the head of a chicken rather than the tail of a phoenix, he will definitely sell himself and contribute to the Sarutobi family. Although it may not really cause much trouble to yourself. But Tianyu doesn't want to waste his energy on intrigues. Sarutobi Hiruzen is old, and he may not be tempted even when faced with the interests of the world. He is now only thinking about how to make Konoha the private property of the Sarutobi clan. I would rather make Konoha the weakest in the ninja world and let the Sarutobi clan completely control Konoha. This kind of selfish character is obviously not suitable for pioneering. Forget about a world like pirates with a low upper limit. What if I go to the Dragon Ball world and get sold by this guy? Traveling through time and space is not a difficult problem at all for those Kaio gods or angels. That's when the disaster came. Tianyu thought for a long time and felt that it would be more reliable to change to Hokage. Even Danzo is more trustworthy than Sarutobi Hiruzen. Because Danzo is stupid and easier to control. From beginning to end, he believed that he was fighting for Konoha village, and his starting point was always, I am for Konoha. This kind of fool is easy to be fooled, and he is a very easy to use scapegoat. But Sarutobi Hiruzen is different. This guy has faith. In order to develop and grow his family, he will choose any means, even at the expense of himself. But this guy is extremely cautious. He has been in power for so many years without leaving any conclusive stain. This kind of person is absolutely unwilling to expose the Sarutobi family to such a dangerous situation. He would rather refuse opportunities than avoid dangers. This is why he continues to eliminate Senju, Uchiha and even the Uzumaki clan. Because you are not sure when these three clans will pop up like Senju Hashirama, Uchiha Madara and take away the Konoha he has worked so hard to build. He is the person who best understands that ordinary people are not guilty and those who carry a jade are guilty. As a member of a civilian family, he couldn't guarantee that he would be stronger than others, so he had to make sure that others were weaker than him. Originally Tianyu didn't want to take action personally. He just wants to kill Gaara to get Shukaku's chakra, and then rely on Orochimaru to kill the third generation. But when Baki ran away, he suddenly realized a problem. Damn it, Gaara is dead, Sand Shinobi Village takes the lead in carrying out the plan to collapse Konoha. Gaara is the core of this plan. In the plot, Sand Shinobi Village originally planned to have Gaara use the fake sleep technique in the arena to let Shukaku create chaos, and then Sunagakure and Sound Ninja Village took the opportunity to attack Konoha. Although the anime failed because of Sasuke. But Sand Shinobi Village didn't know the plot. They thought they would agree to cooperate with Orochimaru only if it was a success. Now that Gaara is dead, they don't dare to attack Konoha with Sunagakure's courage. So Tianyu had to change his plan temporarily and send Sarutobi Hiruzen a ride in advance. For this reason, he even did not hesitate to use the irresistible temptation of Otherworld to win over Orochimaru, a scientist with extreme curiosity. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were full of disappointment when he heard Tianyu's refusal. He smiled self-deprecatingly. I see, are you old? At this time, Sasuke impatiently interrupted the conversation between the two. He stared at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a gloomy look and asked loudly. What Otherworld? I don't care, I want to know the truth about the Uchiha clan. Sarutobi Hiruzen breathed a sigh of relief. There was a sigh on his face and he said. Sorry Sasuke, I originally promised Itachi to keep this a secret from you. Sasuke's pupils shrank and he looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in shock. Itachi, why did you mention that man? Is there really an inside story behind the genocide of the Uchiha clan? And Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a serious tone. This is the glory of the Uchiha clan. In fact, Uchiha Fugaku united with the Uchiha clan to prepare for rebellion, but Itachi stopped them. Sasuke's eyes widened with shock on his face. What did you say? Sarutobi Hiruzen showed a guilty expression on his face, and he slowly said. The Uchiha clan originally controlled the security and security work within Konoha. As a result, the huge power of the Uchiha clan made the Uchiha clan too swollen. Because they needed to deal with a lot of disputes, the Uchiha clan's tough law enforcement attitude made the villagers criticize the Uchiha clan. I miss you. You should know, right? Sasuke frowned. Indeed, he was too young to realize it before, but before the Uchiha clan was exterminated, many civilians secretly slandered himself and his clan, which is why he has empathy with Naruto. Both of them have been ostracized since childhood, but because Sasuke lives in the Uchiha tribe, the ostracism is not that serious. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the thoughtful Sasuke, the corners of his mouth raised slightly. What will happen to the Uchiha clan? No, I am not willing to accept it. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned to look at Naruto and said. This conflict was not completely intensified until a tragic incident occurred. Sasuke asked with wide eyes, what's the matter? Sarutobi Hiruzen slowly spit out a few words. Nine-Tails Night. As soon as these words came out, please give me flowers. Naruto, who was standing aside as a backdrop, was stunned. Nine-Tails. He suddenly remembered that there seemed to be a nine-tailed fox in his body. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved to Naruto. Naruto hesitated for a moment but chose to walk over. Tianyu and Orochimaru looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen indifferently, both of them wanted to see what tricks this old guy was selling. Wait until Naruto approaches, Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a guilty look. Naruto, after all, you are not a demon fox, you are the son of the fourth Hokage. Quote. Naruto was shaking violently and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in shock. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded. Yes, you are the son of fourth Hokage. When Kushina gave birth and Nine-Tails' seal was weak, someone from the Uchiha clan used Sharingan to control Nine-Tails to prepare for a coup. The fourth generation died because of this. Before dying, I was worried that the village would lose the tailed beasts, which would break the balance of the tailed beasts and start a war again, so I sealed Nine-Tails into your body. And it was also at the beginning of that Nine-Tails night that the Konoha elders decided to monitor Uchiha 24 hours a day. As time went by, the Uchiha clan secretly gathered with the intention of launching a political. At that time, Uchiha Itachi joined Anbu. With Hokage thinking, he began to think about the balance between the village and the family. In the end, for the sake of Sasuke, his younger brother, Itachi decided to get rid of the Uchiha clan in exchange for peace in Konoha, so that Sasuke you can live in a worry-free and peaceful era. Sasuke, Naruto, fourth generation and Itachi are all heroes of Konoha. Sasuke and Naruto stayed in place at the same time, murmuring unconsciously. How can it be? Naruto quickly reacted. I am the son of the fourth Hokage. I am not a demon fox. I am the son of a hero. But Sasuke sat on the ground as if he had lost his soul. No, that's not the case. He killed his parents and his clan members. Tianyu frowned and asked Sarutobi Hiruzen speechlessly. Now, Is there any point in your sophistry? It sounds so noble. You were at least half responsible for Shisui's death. You deliberately brought Shisui, who had distinguished heavenly gods, into Danzo's presence. Come on, I don't believe you don't know Danzo's character. Quote. And not all of the Uchiha clan are hawks. It is even said that most of the Uchiha clan are doves who care about Konoha, but you have ordered the entire Uchiha clan to be destroyed. Keep. Quote. Even Uchiha Fugaku knew that death and injury were taboo, and he wanted to launch a bloodless coup against you rotten old men alone, but you ordered Uchiha Itachi to exterminate the clan. If it's really for the sake of the village, wouldn't it be over if we just give up our position to the Uchiha clan as Hokage? You have been suppressing Uchiha since second generation. It's hypocritical politics. Just a face. Quote. Sasuke was stunned and quickly reacted. He looked at Sarutobi angrily and asked ferociously. That's right. I don't believe that everyone is willing to carry out a coup. The child is innocent. Why do you carry out a coup against the tribe without distinguishing right from wrong? It's because we Feng Zibo. The clan is about to undergo a coup. Have we changed? Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Sasuke and shook his head. Originally, your brother wanted you to kill him and become Konoha's hero. You don't understand Hokage. You don't have Hokage thinking. Sarutobi Hiruzen's originally kind face suddenly showed a ferocious look. You have no idea what kind of organization Konoha village is. Ninjas are tools that do whatever it takes to achieve a mission. You are so naive. He roared with a distorted expression, and his palms were suddenly covered with chakra. This is all for Konoha. So you can't live. 8-sign seal explanation. Bang. Sarutobi Hiruzen's palm suddenly pressed on Naruto's abdomen. Everyone was stunned by the sudden turn of events. The next second, the terrifying 9 tails chakra erupted from Naruto's body. In just an instant, 5 scarlet tails came out from behind Naruto. As Konoha's war weapon, Sarutobi Hiruzen holds Naruto's switch's 9 tails. It was originally thought that Sasuke would be trained to control Naruto after he went berserk. It's too late now, everything will be useless if you can't pass this level. This time even Orochimaru became shocked, and Tianyu even looked stunned. Tianyu's seal relies on the detection and filling of gaps generated by the 8-sign seal. When the main body's 8-sign seal is disintegrated, Tianyu's Jonin-level demon sealing arrow will naturally be unable to seal it. 9 tails. FK. Tianyu cursed secretly. This TM completely unlocked the seal of 9 tails in an instant, which was completely different from Naruto's rampage, layer upon layer of temptation, and Naruto's release of the seal. This is the moment when 9 tails comes to life directly. The reason why there was no instant tailed beast transformation is probably because the backup plan prepared by 4th generation and Kushina took effect. The chakras of the two are desperately trying to suppress the rampaging 9 tails, but naturally this instant burst cannot be resealed by the remaining chakra left by the 2 dead people. With a bang, the terrifying 9 tails chakra swept directly into the forest of death. Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed ferociously and looked at Tianyu and said cruelly. I don't know why the tailed beast keeps staring at you, but as long as you die, all problems will be solved. Go to hell. Inch. Chapter 58 Absorbing the Power of Shukaku. The corpses are sealed away. Tianyu's plan. Open black lens bracket 3 consecutive updates close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Just as Sarutobi Hiruzen thought. Because he did not fully recover, Naruto, who was instinctively controlled by the 9 tails chakra, immediately killed Tianyu. Naruto, who transformed into a tailed beast with 5 tails, now has a combat power that is very close to Jiraiya's. Jiraiya was seriously injured twice, one from Tsunade and the other from the rampaging 5 tails Naruto. Although netizens in the previous life said it was because Jiraiya couldn't kill him. But Tianyu felt at this time that Jiraiya would die faster if he killed him. After all, there was a deadly 6 paths guy next door, Pain, who served as a warning. Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed ferociously. Why don't the blind and deaf come to support? Let's see if those bastards from 9 tails rampage in Konoha will come. Tianyu suddenly understood why the original plan for the collapse of Konoha was held in front of the public, and he also used the 4 purple flame formation to clear the place. It is very possible that Orochimaru is to prevent Sarutobi Hiruzen from jumping over the wall. Therefore, using many nobles, daimyo, and businessmen as hostages, even if it is for the Sarutobi clan, he must take into account his image and reputation. After all, if only he died, the Sarutobi clan would still have good development. Asuma and the Jonin of the Sarutobi clan are still a very powerful force in Konoha. But it's different now. Except for Orochimaru, the rebellious ninja, there are no nobles in the Sarutobi clan who can be affected in these 4 weeks. Although it's just a reluctant guide, it's enough. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled ferociously and pointed his finger at Tianyu. Why do you think Jinchuriki can establish peace between villages? So what if you can call a strong man? Your own strength is too weak. Trying to control them is tantamount to trying to steal the skin of a tiger. So go to hell. Sarutobi Hiruzen said. Naruto had already used the red chakra tail on his back to grab you fiercely. Little Wukong widened his eyes and said with surprise. It's amazing. He can turn his anger around, right? Z warriors who become stronger in the later period will naturally be able to control Qigong waves, but at this time, 663, Little Wukong is still straightforward. Little Wukong's words gave Tianyu a sense of familiarity. Nine Tails chakra all comes from itself, and its controllability is naturally easier to control than Qigong waves that use more natural energy. Sure enough, does this belong to the category of jutsu? This is the core power of the ninja world. Tianyu's eyes flashed with excitement. He stepped on the ground with one foot and disappeared from where he was in an instant. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils shrank. So fast. This high-speed movement reminded him of a man with thick eyebrows who ran around the village all day long. Taijutsu. Sarutobi Hiruzen sneered, it's just a third-rate method. You haven't mastered the 8 inner gates. No matter how strong your physical skills are, what does it matter? At this time Naruto opened his mouth. A dark and strange chakra ball slowly gathered in front of him. The huge power caused the expressions of the two aliens, Little Wukong and Luo, to change dramatically. Even though their training systems were different, they still felt the terror of this tailed beast bomb for the first time. At this time, Naruto has already reached the limit of cage level. If he goes up to the next level, he can already compete with extraordinary powerhouses such as Pain and Third Raikage. In the world of pirates, that would be the level of 4 emperors and 3 admirals. Tianyu took a deep breath and slowly took out the beating heart. He looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and smiled. Is this your plan? Is there any other trump card? If this is the case, I will fight back. After Tianyu finished speaking, the arm holding his heart was still strong. With Tianyu's strength, Gaara, who had fallen to the ground, suddenly let out a painful roar like a corpse. Sasuke on the side was so frightened that he almost screamed. Damn it, it was a fake corpse. Didn't he die just now? What he doesn't know is that people whose hearts are cut by the op-op fruit will only be temporarily stunned but will not die. Shukaku, who was bragging about being reborn in the tailed beast space, suddenly felt a strong sense of foreboding. As Gaara's heart exploded, 3 shining golden light points suddenly appeared in the tailed beast space and instantly imprisoned it. What is this? The 9-tailed beasts looked at the heretics who invaded their territory in shock. This was the first time anyone other than Sage of 6 Paths had entered here. An irresistible will instantly descended upon Shukaku's roots and tore them apart. 1 golden light point and 2 golden vortexes crazily absorbed the soul power and physical power decomposed by Shukaku's chakra-like greed, and an unknown will was absorbed into the first king of light points. No! Shukaku's screams echoed from the tailed beast space. Just like 9 Tails after turning on the heavy particle mode, his body slowly disappeared from the tailed beast space like a bubble. At the same time, in Tianyu's mind, the first light spot expanded rapidly, forming a vortex rapidly. The second and third light spots that were already vortices gradually solidified and slowly turned into solid beads, which looked very much like the Dragon Ball made by the planet Namek. I see. Tianyu felt a little confused as he felt the strange movement coming from his body. He turned to look at Naruto who had already condensed the tailed beast bomb and suddenly stretched out a hand. Desert Greatsword. 5 Tails Naruto suddenly erupted with a huge chakra wave. A sand blade like a blade suddenly pulled up from the ground and hit Naruto's neck. Bang! Naruto's head was instantly knocked upside down. The black-tailed beast bomb was instantly knocked away with Tianyu's attack. Boom! A terrifying mushroom cloud instantly emerged from the edge of Konoha. The towering city wall turned into a huge crater in an instant. Impossible. Magnet style. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu in shock. You actually have blood inheritance limits. Tianyu grinned and showed a charming smile. You can't think of more. He slammed his hands on the ground and shouted, Erode reincarnation. Chakra began to spread, and the water in the entire forest of death was instantly sucked out and turned into a desert, and all the sand was brought under Tianyu's control. Magnet style. Magnet style. Tianyu's eyes showed a hint of excitement. Sure enough, the Grandmaster of the first 7-tailed beasts has a kind of blood inheritance limit. The reason why 8 tails and 9 tails are stronger is not because they have more chakra than other tailed beasts, but because they have more chakra than other tailed beasts. It's because they control the 7 attributes of chakra more skillfully than 7 tails. So the tailed beast bomb they create is more perfect and stronger. The tailed beast bomb of the tailed beasts is originally made based on the truth-seeking ball. So, the first point of light is fused with the power of the truth-seeking ball. It includes the void creation of Yin Dun and the vitality of all things in Yang Dun. This is the seed of creation. Tianyu thrust his hand into the desert and shouted loudly, Seal of Desert Layer Burial. The entire sand of the death forest swarmed towards Naruto like crazy. Naruto's face, which had been burnt black, showed a ferocious and angry twist. Roar. Another chakra tail slowly emerged from Naruto's body, and the sand like a tsunami was directly messed up by the huge chakra. Tianyu sneered. Is Shukaku's sealing power not enough to completely seal 9 tails? Then try this. The splashing sand slowly formed arrows in the sky. The spiritual power from InuYasha's world was injected crazily into the long arrow. The demon-destroying arrow. Kikyo's secret technique of a shrine maiden who specializes in sealing the great demon. As if it felt threatened, 9 Tails looked up to the sky and let out an angry roar, and a huge tailed beast bomb slowly formed from its mouth again. However, at this moment, several golden chains suddenly erupted from 9 Tails' body. The chains instantly bound Naruto, who had 6 tails, and stuck him on the ground. The tailed beast bomb that had not yet formed was instantly shattered, and Tianyu also controlled the arrow to shoot towards Naruto's body at the same time. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the chain and exclaimed loudly. Nani? No way. Adamantine sealing chains. The demon-breaking arrow turned into a purple light and disappeared directly into Naruto's body. And in Naruto's consciousness space, Namikaze Minato and Kushina are frantically attacking Nine-Tails' main body. No, I can't hold on anymore. Look at the good person you entrusted. Several chains deep behind Kushina's back tightly bound Nine-Tails. Namikaze Minato desperately used the Big Ball Rasengan to attack Nine-Tails' consciousness in an attempt to weaken Nine-Tails' control. The two of them woke up at the same time when the 8-sign seal was instantly released, and they also knew everything that happened outside. Namikaze Minato blushed and said with shame. Sorry, Kushina, third generation, he wasn't like this before. Suddenly Nine-Tails roared again. Damn it, let me out, I'm going to kill that guy. Roar. Kushina's face flushed. If it weren't for the body of chakra, she would definitely spit out blood at this time. Even so, the originally solid body instantly became a lot more illusory. Namikaze Minato was very anxious when he saw this. Hold on, I can feel that the other party has the power to restrain Nine-Tails. The golden chains were broken, more Nine-Tails chakra eroded Naruto's body, and the seventh tail had gradually taken shape. At this stage, Naruto was already able to suppress Tendo pain, and Shukaku's desert layer burial seal was not enough to bind Naruto at this time. After all, although Shukaku's seal is also very strong, it is much worse than that of the Uzumaki clan. However, at this moment, in Naruto's consciousness space, several huge purple light arrows fell from the sky and pierced into Nine-Tails' body. Nine-Tails howled miserably, feeling that his consciousness began to gradually blur. Spiritual power is pure soul power. His seal targets the soul. Although Nine-Tails' chakra is powerful, the demon-breaking arrow can bypass the chakra's blockade and directly seal and imprison Nine-Tails' soul. Damn it, Shukaku! Nine-Tails wailed, and his eyes filled with hatred slowly closed. And in the outside world, the Nine-Tails chakra outside Naruto's body suddenly dissipated. Naruto, who was covered in darkness, fell into the sand with a thud. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu with a shocked face and became speechless. How can it be? Tianyu manipulated the sand to bring Naruto in front of him, licked his lips and sneered. How is it impossible? It's just half a Nine-Tails. Even that guy from fourth generation can seal it, why can't I? Sarutobi Hiruzen was speechless for a moment. The fourth generation was sealed with life, and it also had Kushina's assist. Not just Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru, Sasuke, Goku and Luo all looked at Tianyu in shock. Is this guy so strong? Summoners. Didn't he say that he was weak? Tianyu glanced at Naruto next to him. The greed in his heart suddenly appeared and was quickly suppressed. Once the bottom line is broken, it will collapse. Thousands of miles away, businessmen are also human beings. Tianyu doesn't want to completely abandon the bottom line of being a human being for the sake of strength. He has not yet reached this point of urgency. There are many ways to take out Nine-Tails while saving Naruto's life. Anyway, the Nine-Tails that have been sealed by oneself are already equivalent to dishes on the plate, so there is no rush at all. Tianyu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a look of despair on his face. How could it be? Why didn't Nine-Tails completely break out? If the Nine-Tails in Naruto's body could release all its power instantly, Tianyu would never be able to seal it so easily. Tianyu chuckled. That's because you underestimate the will of a mother. Without the restraints of the fourth generation couple, there is a high probability that I would not be able to defeat Nine-Tails head-on. Even if I could absorb Shukaku's power, I might need Dove by then. Brother Langming comes to take a share of the pie. The tailed beast bomb of 8 tails and 9 tails can fight against the remaining 7-tailed beasts, which is enough to show that 9 tails is closest to the 6 paths level in terms of strength attributes. This is a gap in strength level that cannot be made up by relying on the amount of chakra. Tianyu's hand slowly condensed to Shukaku's spear. He looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen coldly and said calmly. Do you have any last words? Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression suddenly softened. He looked at Tianyu and smiled. You think you're going to win? He raised his head suddenly, with a successful smile on his face. Then you guessed wrong. The corpses are sealed away. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted, and a white ghost figure wearing an evil ghost mask appeared in Tianyu's eyes. It's just that except for Sarutobi Hiruzen and Tianyu, no one else can see this semi-nihilistic Shinigami. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu proudly and smiled. You think I will run away? No, that's impossible. I won't worry if you don't die. Konoha needs peace, so you must die. You are right, I will die in the name of a hero, and the Sarutobi clan is still the largest clan in Konoha, and Asuma is the most prestigious elite Jonin, not only the guardian of the 12. Shinobu is the son of a hero and the inheritor of the will of fire. Quote. As long as you die, everything will end. No matter whether what you say is true or not, it will be false because no one can verify it. Orochimaru frowned and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen who was talking to himself. His instinct told him there was something terrifying behind Sarutobi Hiruzen, but he couldn't see it. Suddenly, his expression changed. Sealing the corpses. This is the forbidden technique that will perish together. It is the strongest sealing technique of the Whirlpool clan. However, Tianyu on the opposite side smiled. Hee hee, haha. Finally, you finally used it. Tianyu looked at Shinigami behind Sarutobi Hiruzen with a look of enthusiasm. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu with a confused expression. What thing? 5.3 This is the ultimate forbidden technique of sacrificing Shinigami while dragging the opponent away at the cost of life. What is he laughing at? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu with a livid face and snorted. You may not understand the horror of this technique, but now that the technique has been successfully performed, go to hell. I saw Shinigami's arm instantly descending into the world through Sarutobi Hiruzen's soul. An arm covered with curse marks was connected to Tianyu. At the same time, the shadow of Shinigami in midair slowly picked up the sword in his hand. Tianyu felt a strong pull coming from his body, trying to pull him away. So heavy. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed, and he was shocked to find that Shinigami's palm seemed unable to shake Tianyu's soul. Tianyu, who was opposite him, had a strange expression on his face. That's it. The power of this forbidden technique is even smaller than what I budgeted for. Is it really linked to the soul power of the other party's sacrifice? Sarutobi Hiruzen seems to be aware of this problem. He felt his body getting weaker and weaker. Impossible. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu desperately. How can you be so strong? And Tianyu didn't answer Sarutobi Hiruzen's question. He looked at the Shinigami who was mechanically waiting to eat meat and sighed. I've finally waited for you. A blue shadow slowly appeared behind Tianyu, and upon closer inspection, it was Tianyu's soul. This is the incarnation of spiritual power controlled through the mage's training system. It is the power of the soul with the same attributes as Shinigami. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened and he looked at Tianyu's soul in disbelief. Tianyu's soul transformed into a bow and arrow and aimed it at Shinigami's head. I've been waiting for you for a long time, and it turns out that I've found wealth in danger. I want half of 9 tails and 4th generation in your body. The long arrow composed of soul power instantly penetrated Shinigami. 2 entangled chakras surged toward Tianyu's body along the soul arrow. Chapter 59. The 3rd generation died tragically, a wave of fat Tianyu. Open black lens bracket 3 consecutive updates close black lens bracket. Advertise here. How so? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Tianyu in horror. He found that not only was he unable to pull Tianyu's soul, but his own soul was being purified and devoured by Naruto. If he hadn't been connected to Shinigami, he might not have had this personal experience. But the technique of sealing off corpses clearly and truly made him feel Tianyu's own purifying power. It is the ability to completely purify the enemy's soul into its own power. He opened his mouth and finally understood why Tianyu was able to obtain Shukaku's magnet style and why he had as much power as Shukaku. This guy can swallow chakra like an ogre and become stronger. Devil. This guy is a devil. As a ninja, there is no fear of death. But what Tianyu did made him instinctively frightened. Because the other party's behavior is equivalent to completely annihilating a person's soul, there is no so-called pure land, and there is no reincarnation. Panic hung on Sarutobi Hiruzen's face at this time. He wanted to break the seal. But I found that I couldn't do it at all. He couldn't even make a sound, and could only watch his soul and consciousness being swallowed up by Tianyu's soul. At this time, Tianyu's face was full of ridicule. His target from beginning to end was the Shinigami behind Sarutobi Hiruzen. There is half a 9 tails and the genius Hokage Namikaze Minato in there. With the combined combat power of the two, it won't be a big problem to defeat 4 or 5 Shukakus. After all, Naruto plus half of 9 tails were fought against the other 7-tailed beasts. Huge energy poured in crazily towards the 2nd and 3rd light points that had formed the Dragon Ball. At the same time, the 1st and 4th vortices representing chakra nature transformation and natural energy are also growing. A lot of instincts about chakra nature transformation and understanding of magic fill the 1 and 4 vortexes crazily. Just for a moment, the 1st vortex actually had a vague feeling of solidifying into a solid truth-seeking ball again. The increase in chakra quantity is secondary, but the qualitative change makes Tianyu's strength increase dramatically. Why? Why? Sarutobi Hiruzen sent out a hint of questioning consciousness in despair. Tianyu whispered mockingly in a voice that only Sarutobi Hiruzen could hear. 23 Shinigami. It's just a program set with the power of the soul. It's too weak. As I said, there are strong people in the other world that far surpass the ninja world. Your method is too low level. Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth, and his body completely lost its vitality. Even though his physical body seemed intact, the soul in his body had completely disappeared. With the death of host, Shinigami slowly escapes from this world. Tianyu shook his head with regret. There are only 9 tails and Minato's chakra in Shinigami's body, and the rest don't even have root hairs. Is it because they've been digested? This is simply a natural leak harvester. Tianyu touched his chin. How about spreading this thing to the pirate world? If there are too many people using it, I'll find Shinigami to harvest it myself. Oh wow, it's perfect. Tianyu was suddenly startled. Damn, does the person behind Shinigami have the same idea as me? Tianyu blinked. The ancestor of the Uzumaki clan seems to be Sage of 6 Paths. He looked around guiltily. This dog-coined Sage of 6 Paths is walking around the world in the form of chakra. What if you are discovered? They say that without chakra, the fighting ability is not good. As a result, Naruto and Sasuke were defeated by the backhand. If Tianyu's previous conjecture is correct, so Naruto and Sasuke actually carry the chakra of Sage of Six Paths. Tianyu glanced at Naruto, who had calmed down and smacked his lips. Otherwise, we don't need this bottom line. Let's see if Naruto can be purified of the Ashura chakra by quaking it. Third generation Sama. Suddenly a shrill shout interrupted Tianyu's dangerous thoughts. Many elite ninjas and seal squads came quickly. Orochimaru chuckled and sank into the ground silently. Before leaving, he sent a message to Tianyu. I'm very interested in what you said. I hope you can contact me as soon as possible. Sasuke stared at the Konoha shinobi who were coming, and the same fate as the Uchiha clan that Tianyu told Sarutobi Hiruzen appeared in his mind. He thought sadly. I see, are you pretending not to see it? If Nine Tails hadn't gone berserk, no one from them would have come at this time, right? Several Jonin carrying huge scrolls looked around nervously. They are the ninjas who belong to the sealing class. Where's the Nine Tails demon fox? At this time, Jonin, the freshman's instructor, arrived at the scene at the same time. Except for InuYasha, who had already left the Death Forest, everyone else gathered near Tianyu. Kakashi's expression changed when he saw Naruto, who was all burnt. Then he hurried forward to check Naruto's body, only to find that the damage he received was not as serious as imagined. It seemed that a force was controlling his injuries. There was some silence at the scene. This group of people came for Naruto. But when I came here and found the corpse of third generation, I don't know how I felt. In short, the air is full of solemn atmosphere. No one was the first to ask what happened. There are 4 people in charge of Konoha F4. Now the leader is dead, and the other one is still imprisoned. The other 2 are just third generation yes men. Nara looked around and spoke first. Assessment Genin will follow the instructions. Jonin should return first. The others will clean up the battlefield and bring back the body of Lord Hokage first. As soon as these words fell, everyone moved in response, sweeping the floor and collecting the corpses. It was as if the death of the third Hokage had become a trivial matter. Kakashi, Might Guy, and Kurenai greeted their students with solemn expressions and whispered. Are you hurt? Come with me. Little Wukong and Luo disappeared without knowing when. Tianyu picked up the seriously injured Naruto and followed Kakashi. Sasuke gritted his teeth and glanced at the group of ninjas before following closely. How much is behind the demise of the Uchiha clan? I must find out. Time quickly came to a week after the war. The third Hokage died, and it was impossible for Konoha, which was leaderless, to invite so many people from other villages to watch the Chunin exam. So the huge Chunin exam ended in an anticlimactic manner with the death of Sarutobi Hiruzen. The candidates who took the second exam were very secretive about their experiences during the exam. Almost all of them claimed that they had been affected by the fighting and passed out, and did not understand the truth of the matter. Only Tianyu stood up and righteously criticized the evil Sand Shinobi village for letting the tailed beast come to take the Chunin exam, causing the Hokage to die together with him. Sand Shinobi village naturally refuses to admit it. And they came back to Konoha, saying that they did not respect martial ethics and actually assassinated the son of the fourth Kazekage. He also threatened that the alliance between Konoha and Sand Shinobi village has been revoked, and hinted that everyone should not worry about Sand Shinobi village and just go to Konoha to their heart's content. One of the 2 sides is missing the tailed beast, and the other is missing the Hokage. They are half the best, and they are madly trying to attract hatred to each other. The purpose is to divert the attention of the ninja world away from himself and buy time for his village. Sand Shinobi village wants to find Shukaku again and seal it, and Konoha naturally chooses the next Hokage. It's a pity that Sand Shinobi village's plan is doomed to fail, because at this time, one tail has already completely disappeared from the ninja world. In Konoha Hospital, Tianyu was lying comfortably on the hospital bed with her eyes closed, sorting out her harvest. A wave of fat. What is a wave of fatness? One tail Shukaku plus half of 9 tails chakra decomposes the energy of the soul and body, such as third Hokage and fourth Hokage. I don't even bother to count. The chakra of a single half-tailed beast is not inferior to Naruto's chakra after the reconciliation with 9 tails during the Fourth War. The amount of chakra exceeds tens of thousands of calories. This is the amount of chakra that Tianyu can control now. To put it bluntly, at this time, Tianyu can easily separate tens of thousands of Kakashi Mana shadow clone at one time. And the most important thing is not just that. The benefits of hunting tailed beasts are not just as simple as improving the strength of the panel. 9 tails chakra contains the top understanding of the 7 attribute chakras of water, fire, wind, earth, thunder, yin and yang. Shukaku's chakra even includes the use of the magnet-style chakra, which is a fusion of the 2 attributes of wind and earth. The first light point directly evolved into a black ball that was almost in truth-seeking ball state, looking like a condensed tailed beast bomb. It didn't have much power, but it brought a profound understanding of chakra to the sky. Tianyu can clearly feel, at this time, all the 7 attribute ninjutsu and secret techniques in the ninja world, except for the blood inheritance limit, are like a young lady who has taken off her clothes and is free to do so. As long as you have used the ninjutsu once, you can quickly master it and quickly perform it without seal. This is the realization of the essence of chakra by a tailed beast born from the sacred tree. Tianyu slowly condensed a miniature tailed beast bomb at his fingertips. Just an energy ball the size of a glass bead made Naruto and Sasuke in the same room feel palpitations. This is a qualitative change to chakra, and its power is many times more terrifying than Rasengan. Tianyu looked at the black ball of light in front of him with a strange expression. This seems to be Namikaze Menma's big spiral wheel. The next step should be the tailed beast bomb. Tianyu cancelled the ninjutsu on his fingertips, and a flash of enlightenment flashed in his mind. The ultimate state of art, to become a god who can create everything. This is the meaning of Ten Tails' existence. It is not for chakra, but for the seeds of the blood inheritance limit. This is why Obito can still successfully activate 9 tails even with some scraps from 8 tails and 9 tails. What originally split Sage of 6 Paths was the origin of 10 tails, not the chakra of 10 tails. The tailed beast's huge chakra is completely accumulated over thousands of years. No wonder the tailed beasts in the anime were just eggs when they were born, because they were just the origins born from 10 tails, but when Sage of 6 Paths retreated to the background, they were in an infant state, which shows that they have been practicing over the years. Prosperous. So if you want to complete the first point of light, you need to take the initiative to kill the other 7 tailed beasts for purification and absorption. At the worst, you have to find a ninja with the corresponding blood inheritance limit. Tianyu touched his chin and thought, chakra seeds. In fact, it's not impossible for me to rely on 9 tails understanding to try to integrate the blood succession limit bit by bit. It's just too troublesome. It's not as fast as directly killing the owner of the blood succession limit. Tianyu then raised his hand and turned his arm directly into a rose made of sand. It is indeed elemental. Sand fruit and Shukaku's sand release are of the same origin in a sense. Just the sea. People in the world of thieves do not cultivate their souls. These so-called devil fruit abilities are actually small-tailed beasts. They are assisting the host to release corresponding abilities. Quote. As for the so-called devil fruit awakening, there is a high probability that as the host's spiritual energy increases, the host's control over the fruit increases and it becomes a state similar to the perfect Jinchuriki state. This also explains why the 5 elders said that devil fruit seems to contain consciousness, and why devil fruit is reborn in other places like tailed beasts after the person with abilities dies. Square. Quote. After Tianyu recovered his arm, he said firmly. The specific details may be different, but the principles should be very similar. Gaara's Eye of Sand is a type of elementalization. It's just that his mental strength is not enough to fully transform his body into elements. This also shows that Shukaku's power is slightly different from sand fruit's abilities. One is passive and the other needs to be active. Is it because Shukaku's consciousness is too strong? The will contained in the devil fruit is too low level, so it will not restrict the ability user, and will only use instinct to exert abilities. Now I am able to elementalize at any time like Ghost Light Suigetsu, but this ability has no meaning in the ninja world. Water style is very common in the ninja world, and ninjutsu has its own attributes similar to Haki, so elementalization cannot withstand ninjutsu attacks, and pure physical attacks are ineffective against you. Tianyu was silent for a long time. MD, it seems to be of no use. When I watched anime in my previous life, I thought the elementalization was so awesome. In the later stages, this will be a useless function. Suddenly Tien 300 you thought of a guy with thick eyebrows. Although the effect of 8 inner gates is to liberate the chakra in the body. But in fact, the attack of this thing is entirely based on physical skills. To put it bluntly, it uses the liberated chakra to infinitely strengthen the body to carry out physical attacks. It is essentially pure physical skills. Attack. It does not have the chakra attribute, so Kisami's trick, the big flood bullet technique, was defeated by Might Guy's Day Tiger. So my ability is considered to be Tiank 8 inner gates. Tianyu smacked his lips. Okay, that's of no use. Tianyu depressedly focused on the 4th light spot. This light spot was opened after coming into contact with the power of the curse seal. It is also a channel of natural energy recognized by Tianyu. Among the first 4 space-time anchor points at this time, this one is now the weakest. If some of the positional energy hadn't been integrated into the Shinigami's wool when Tianyu was gathering it, maybe it would still be a light spot now. After all, Tianyu doesn't know magic now, nor does he have any. Curse seal. Tianyu guessed that what was integrated into it was Namikaze Minato's understanding of magic. Therefore, in order to strengthen this vortex, Tianyu gave little Wukong a summoning scroll that sealed his shadow clone before he left. In addition to satisfying little Wukong's request for a full meal, Shadow Clone's most important task is naturally to master the martial arts on Dragon Ball Earth. Whether it is the Kamezen style, the Caucasan style, or the use of chi mastered by the gods at this time, these are quite explosive in the ninja world, the pirate world, and the InuYasha world. Although the combat effectiveness of the Earth's warriors is not too strong at this time, it has not even exceeded 1,000. But the upper limit of the potential of this group of people is simply ridiculously high. If according to Tianyu's previous guess, the power level of 6 paths level can reach Kaio level. So based on Goku's age, with his cheat, he can keep up with the progress of Dragon Ball before the end of Frieza's chapter. The sacred tree is originally of the same species as the spiritual tree in the Dragon Ball world, and both rely on the power of devouring planets to produce fruits. The reason why there is such a huge difference in combat power is simply because the chakra fruit produced by the tree planted by Kagaya is not ripe. When the tree was first planted, a small half of the body was lost in one pose, causing the sacred tree to become malnourished. Later, they were deceived by Gamamaru. The sage of six paths brothers killed their own mother in filial piety. As a result, the fruit tree planting was not completed, which is why the chakra fruit in the ninja world looks so rubbish. At this time, the sacred tree is a half-activated semi-finished product. The real spiritual tree takes hundreds of years to mature, and will only bear fruit after absorbing all the life of the entire planet. Therefore, the chakra fruit of the sacred tree only gave Kagaya power seeds, but in fact the amount of chakra did not transform much. Although the spiritual tree planted by Dales is also half-finished. But it absorbed most of the Earth's vitality, so its combat power soared by hundreds of thousands. Tianyu guessed that although the size of the planet ninja world is far less than that of Dragon Ball Earth. But if the sacred tree matures and increases its combat power to 100,000 or 80,000, it should not be a big problem. Chapter 60, The Scapegoat Danzo is online. Tianyu is attracting attention from all parties. Advertise here. Tianyu was thinking about how much combat power he would gain if he destroyed the entire planet. As for ordinary people, how much hope can they have? Black Zetsu also made a god, the tree world, which has a bird use. It can only be said that inferior products are inferior products. The sacred tree absorbs the vitality of the planet, and it is useful to cut the leeks in the ninja world. See how Dales secretly harvested leeks from the planet, absorbing most of the Earth's vitality before being discovered. Jade ate his spiritual body and beat Kakarot directly. However, there are 3 holy places in the ninja world such as Tomomaru that act as ambassadors for environmental protection, so it is unlikely that they will be persuaded to allow him to plant trees in the ninja world. At the time, I still considered emigrating them across borders, so that it would be more convenient to plant trees after the ninja world became the Death Star. I just didn't know if those toads would be willing. Maybe they would need to convince people with their virtue in the end. When I turn around, I will imitate Confucius and go find a sword named Duh. He felt that the X-curry stick was pretty good, but he didn't know if there would be a chance to connect to the moon world in the future, and if King Damao would be willing to lend him the sword after the connection. Just when Tianyu was diverging his thoughts, little Sakura walked into the ward door carrying a fruit basket. Tianyu, I'm here to see you. Before Tianyu could speak, Naruto sat up excitedly from the bed on the other side. Sakura-chan, where am I? Where am I? Little Sakura glanced at Naruto with a look of disgust. What does it have to do with me? Don't bother me talking to Mr. Tianyu. Naruto lowered his face with sadness, held his head and said depressedly. Why, I am the son of the 4th generation, the son of a hero. Little Sakura curled her lips with disdain. What about the son of a hero? In front of Yango, you are useless even if you are the son of Sage of 6 Paths. Although little Sakura is more green tea, as a senior dog licker she has no problem at all. In the original plot, little Sakura was even willing to commit herself to Naruto for Sasuke's sake, and then went to find Sasuke for a showdown. Although Tianyu didn't understand, he was greatly shocked. He felt that the infatuation in little Sakura's heart was not inferior to that of those ex-slaves who found an honest man to marry for their master's mission. In this life, little Sakura seems to have completely changed the object of her obsession to Tianyu, a scumbag. Even when Tianyu told little Sakura that she was just one of the harem members, she was willing to do so. Tianyu touched little Sakura's head, casually took out a stack of banknotes and handed it to little Sakura. Go and buy some new clothes for yourself, a bag and so on. Little Sakura excitedly kissed Tianyu on the cheek. Thanks, husband. Naruto next to me turned green when he saw it. It's just that he always feels like Tianyu is raising a pet. He was just about to tell little Sakura this heinous discovery, but little Sakura had already left the ward in a hurry. Hateful. Naruto glared at Tianyu. I feel that your feelings for little Sakura are not true. Ino came up with flowers at this time. Dear Tianyu. Hey, you're here. Take some money to buy some clothes, bags or something. My Ino has lost weight in the past 2 days. Okay. Snap, snap, Ino left. Tianyu turned around and blinked and asked. What did you just say? Naruto. I'm going to kill you. After a while of chickens and dogs jumping, quietness returned to the ward again. Naruto suddenly asked in silence. 3rd generation is obviously a good person, right? Tianyu chuckled. For me, yes, but for the ninja clan, for Konoha, for you and Sasuke, it's not necessarily the case. Tianyu glanced out the window. He said calmly. There is no point in pursuing these. He is already dead, and he is still a hero of Konoha. Instead of thinking about the merits and demerits of the 3rd Hokage, it is better to think about what you should do next. Naruto bit his lip. I still want to be a Hokage. I want others to recognize me. Tianyu smiled and said, only when others recognize you can you become a Hokage. And do you really think the Hokage is such a glorious profession? After all, Konoha village is also a mercenary organization. Even if someone else pays you to assassinate, you must grit your teeth and go for it, even if the target is innocent. Naruto, only interest is the most reliable thing in the relationship between people in this world. At this time, a cheer suddenly came from outside the door. Well said. It turns out that a hero comes from a boy. The door of the ward was pushed open again. Danzo, who was wearing bandages and using a cane, walked in with two dangling men. He looked at Tianyu and said with admiration. That's right, only interests are the most reliable relationships, so I want to discuss a business with you, backquote. Tianyu smacked his lips and smiled at Danzo. I didn't expect that the first one to come was you. Are you being released? I thought you were planning to get to the 6th Hokage. Danzo's face darkened. He suppressed the thought of scolding Tianyu for being disrespectful, and stared at Tianyu with strange eyes. I want to talk to you about the development of another world. Tianyu chuckled and took a bite of an apple from the fruit basket brought by Sakura. Put away your distinguished heavenly gods. Your eye is not a control type eye technique. The power of Sharingan alone is not enough to affect me. Danzo's pupils shrank. There was a storm in his heart, but he looked at Tianyu with no expression on his face and snorted coldly. What are you talking about? What distinguished heavenly gods? Tianyu chuckled and did not argue. He crossed his legs and smiled. Don't worry, it's just cooperation. I will issue a mission with the Hokage when the time comes. So if Danzo-sama wants to cooperate, he'd better become a Hokage first. Danzo's expression changed, and he looked at Tianyu angrily. Tianyu's words were extremely harsh in his ears. In recent years, I was removed from the position of Hokage's assistant by Sarutobi Hiruzen, and the direct troops were even disbanded. Although he is senior, his reputation has long been gone, and it is impossible to become a Hokage now. Only when Konoha is out of luck and needs to stabilize the situation in a very short period of time can it be possible to become a Hokage candidate as a backup. Danzo looked at Tianyu's fearless look and snorted coldly. It's much more convenient to work with me than with Hokage. He looked around and whispered, if you don't believe me, ask Orochimaru. Tianyu narrowed his eyes, but did not show any surprise. Orochimaru's invasion as a Sannin was so blatant that Tianyu even suspected that Danzo hired Orochimaru to do this Konoha collapse plan. After all, he has been hidden by Sarutobi Hiruzen for more than 4 years. If he doesn't hurry up, maybe his roots will really be assimilated by Anbu. Tianyu chuckled and yawned. Besides, I'm seriously injured now and need to rest. It would be more appropriate to discuss this kind of matter with Hokage. Danzo's eyes flashed with a sharp look. He snorted coldly, turned around and left the ward with the two roots. Outside the hospital, the root behind him came forward and whispered. Danzo-sama, would you like? Danzo snorted coldly. Shut up, one tail is dead, Sarutobi Hiruzen is dead, the rampaging 9 tails has been sealed, you don't really think it was Sarutobi Hiruzen who dealt with 2-tailed beasts at the same time, right? Even Mangekyo can resist it, Tianjia. Haha, it's really hidden deep. Genbu's eyes widened. Are you saying that it was the Tien family behind him who took action? Danzo nodded naturally. Nonsense. How old is he? The summoning technique. It's just a deception. I've long said that idiot Sarutobi Hiruzen will regret it. He lured the wolf into the house. These damn businessmen only have interests in their eyes and have no sense of belonging at all. Genbu asked anxiously. Then what should we do? It seems that there has been secret news about Otherworld and those treasures. Danzo squinted his eyes and thought. Otherworld is the reason why those ninjas are standing still. Regardless of whether it is true or not, Konoha will definitely be involved and ask our people to stand still and send people there secretly. Hearing this, Genbu stared at Danzo with admiration and nodded in response. Yes. As expected of Danzo-sama, he is very knowledgeable and has analyzed so much information that was vaguely circulated from the various ninja clans who participated in the exam. Danzo felt a little depressed. Otherworld. Is this real, or is it a remote and hidden space similar to the 3 holy places? In the original Chunin exam, in addition to Sarutobi Hiruzen, there were also direct descendants of the major ninja clans in Konoha. Everything Tianyu and Sarutobi Hiruzen said, as well as Tianyu's strength, will definitely be known to everyone. At this time, they are waiting for feedback from Tianyu. To be honest, the ninjas care about their interests. As for the position of Hokage, they are not so enthusiastic. He originally came to Konoha to seek asylum, and he never expected Hokage to fall into his own family. If Sarutobi Hiruzen hadn't gone too far, they wouldn't have joined forces to target 3rd generation. It's just that when it comes to conspiracy, they are more than one step behind Sarutobi Hiruzen, and in the end they have to compromise and choose to surrender. This plan to collapse Konoha is the last resistance of each ninja clan. If it fails again, then they can only implement the 2nd plan and let the next generation of direct descendants lead the family to become the heirs of the Will of Fire. They didn't expect that before the plan was implemented, Tianyu suddenly appeared on the way. In the original plan, they were planning to let Jiraiya serve as the next Hokage. But considering Tianyu's terrifying strength and the Tien family's unclear attitude, the matter was delayed. But they were all waiting for Tianyu to give him an attitude. And this wait is a week. Seeing Tianyu lying in the hospital all day as if nothing was wrong. Konoha's delay in selecting the next Hokage has caused confusion. Only then did the ninjas release a hint of news to Danzo, asking him to take the blame and ask what the Tien family meant. Soon, the news obtained through Danzo's insinuation made everyone overjoyed. It seems that Tianyu has no intention of coveting the position of Hokage. So the selection of the 5th Hokage began in full swing. As for Danzo, if a Konoha darkness is released as a chicken feather Hokage, wouldn't it be an embarrassment to the village? Poor Danzo was quickly abandoned by the ninja clan after he lost his role as a tool man. Anyway, at this time, Danzo is at best a gangster who has just been released from prison. The dirt he carries is more and more powerful, and he is not afraid that he can turn the world upside down. On the contrary, Mitokado Homura and Udatane Kaharu have been running around during this time. Unknown to them, Shiwu ran back to the village to collect information, and Jiraiya became the next Hokage. Without Sarutobi Hiruzen as their backer, these two civilian ninjas have nothing but qualifications. They urgently need to find a Hokage who is as honest as the fourth generation to become their puppet. And Jiraiya, who is deeply influenced by the will of fire, even an ape. The good old guy who didn't fall out even when Hiruzen tricked Senju and forced Orochimaru away, naturally became the best candidate. For a ninja with Orochimaru's level and achievements, let alone human experiments, even anti-human experiments would only become a big deal and a trivial matter in the end. To drive away one of the legendary Sannin, a man of extraordinary merit in the Third Ninja War, anyone who understands would know that there must be something wrong here. When Senju Tobirama developed Impure World Reincarnation, he did a lot of human experiments. After the end of the Fourth Ninja World War, Orochimaru also conducted numerous experiments in creating clones in Konoha. Senju Hashirama and Uzumaki Naruto only paid lip service to this kind of human experimentation. The worst-case scenario would be to be put in solitary confinement, but when you get to Sarutobi Hiruzen, you'll be kicked out and turned into a traitorous ninja. With this 2B behavior of cutting off an arm, Jiraiya guessed the grievances of his companion at a glance. But he doesn't want to break up with third generation. In the end, he had no choice but to leave the village in the name of hunting down Orochimaru, wandering around all day collecting materials, just like a careless ostrich. This is also the reason why Jiraiya in the original book knew that Orochimaru was coming to kill the third generation but chose to turn a blind eye. This ostrich character seems to Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura to be a symbol of bullying. As long as he becomes Hokage, the power of these Konoha elders can still be guaranteed. So at this time, the two of them were persuading Jiraiya with earnest words. Really, you must be the fifth Hokage. Only you have the qualifications to be the Hokage. Quote. One of the legendary Sannin, the apprentice of the third Hokage, and the master of the fourth Hokage. If you are not a Hokage, who else can be? Jiraiya's face looked a little depressed. He came after Orochimaru. He probably guessed Orochimaru's purpose of returning to Konoha, and he was not prepared to stop it. He had always scorned the news that came out during the exams. What Tianyu? What Tianjia? Don't you know that my brother Orochimaru is in the examination room? I even saw it when I went to the Forest of Death. Jiraiya is certain that Orochimaru killed the teacher. How could a mere 12-year-old brat and a family of warmongers who bought explosive talismans defeat the majestic Hokage? Jiraiya likes to be an ostrich, but not a gun. If you let yourself be a Hokage, how can you save the world? Your own disciple is the prophesied child of destiny. He thought of Nagato in Rain Shinobi Village. When he went to Rain Shinobi Village again, the buildings were already deserted, but looking at the red color on the Yahiko brand, he felt that it was probably cold. This time he came just to take a look at Naruto. After all, he is the son of his apprentice. In these years, he has been pretending not to know about Naruto's tragic experience because he did not want to conflict with his teacher. Now that the third generation is dead, I should take care of him, and when I was tracking Orochimaru, I also found out what Akatsuki organization was arresting Jinchuriki. So this time Jiraiya was originally going to help Naruto improve his strength. However, this time when he secretly observed Naruto, he suddenly discovered that Naruto's strength was much more terrifying than he had imagined. Not only did he learn his father's Rasengan, but he also had quite terrifying ninjutsu talents and a huge chakra. This qualification feels inferior to fourth generation and Kushina. Feeling that he has nothing to teach, Jiraiya is already preparing to leave Konoha. He does not want to get involved in these political struggles. As a result, two elders came to our door before we even set out. Looking at his excited look, he had a strong intention of killing Hokage in front of him. Jiraiya waved his hand impatiently. I said, I'm not a Hokage, but I know someone who can be this Hokage. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura frowned. You mean Asuma? He's not qualified enough. He's only been back to Konoha for a year and he doesn't even know the Hokage process. How could he just descend from the sky and fail to convince the public? Jiraiya shook his head and said slowly. No, I'm talking about Tsunade. Mitokado Homura and Udatane Kaharu were stunned for a moment, then looked at each other and nodded, their eyes brightening. Yes, why did you forget about this Tsunade? She has a high reputation and is not weak in strength. The key is that she is still a wet nurse and her personality is just bluffing. Mitokado Homura frowned. It's indeed appropriate, but Tsunade's whereabouts are unknown. Jiraiya immediately patted the chest factory. I'm responsible for helping you find it. Udatane Kaharu frowned. Then before you get it back, Anbu must follow you, otherwise what will happen if you run away? Jiraiya's face turned dark. When did Hokage become so cheap? Tianyu's figure flashed in his mind. Thinking of the rumors in the past 2 days, he smiled at the two of them. Then let the Tianyu follow me. If it is him, I think you will agree, right? Chapter 61. Can you, Genin, participate in this? Open black lens bracket 3 consecutive updates close black lens bracket. Advertise here. Yawn, looking for Tsunade. Why are you looking for me? Shouldn't you be looking for Naruto? Tianyu yawned uninterestedly and looked at Anbu who sent the mission scroll with a look of disgust on his face. Anbu frowned, put the scroll on the table calmly and said. This is an order from the elders. After Anbu finished speaking, he immediately left impatiently. Humph, it's just relying on the wealth of the family. Second generation, what's so exciting about it? At this time, Anbu, who was supposed to have the most detailed information, knew nothing about Tianyu's situation because of the joint blockade of the ninja clan. In the eyes of Anbu, the common people, Tianyu was nothing more than a rich and mediocre genin. Tianyu took the scroll in his hand and turned it twice. What does it have to do with Tsunade? What's wrong with Jiraiya? He really doesn't want to go out. There is no other reason, it's just emptiness. That's right, it's virtual. At this time, although Tianyu's body is in the ninja world, but he directly divided into tens of thousands of clones and went to the Dragon Ball world to learn martial arts. Although Shadow Clone cannot enhance Tianyu's physical body, but on top of the combat experience and martial arts connection, it has an effect even more terrifying than the spiritual time room. The spiritual time room can only accelerate time for up to 2 years, while your own Shadow Clone can theoretically be used for 3 years in one day. If the Shadow Clone is not of the same level, there will be duplication in practicing martial arts and the body cannot enjoy the bonus of physical training. Perhaps Shadow Clone technique is buggier than any of Tianyu's current cheats. But Tianyu didn't dare to let the Shadow Clone dissipate at the same time. After all, tens of thousands of memories hitting his mind at the same time might make Tianbao stupid. Now he can only share his cultivation experience one by one, so that Tianyu's combat experience and martial arts experience will continue to improve and slowly integrate. If Tianyu hadn't been baptized by 2 cage levels and a half-tailed beast chakra, it would have been impossible to withstand such an intense memory infusion from Shadow Clone. This is almost equivalent to putting oneself in Tsukuyomi to practice all the time. If it weren't for the soul crystal formed by practicing the 4 soul art to stabilize Tianyu's sea of consciousness. Maybe he had a mental breakdown like Kakashi and considered the hospital his home. However, Tianyu happily discovered that although Shadow Clone cannot cultivate physical energy, but with the fusion of memories, the 4-soul jade representing spiritual energy in his mind continues to grow. In contrast, my own development, control, and integration of chakra are also steadily improving. I believe it won't be long before I confuse chakras with different attributes to develop a blood successor without the need to devour tailed beasts or blood successors. The improvement of soul power has also greatly improved the precision of his body control. To put it simply, as the strength of the soul increases, a person's talent will become more terrifying. So Tianyu originally just wanted to eat and sleep before the Summit War, and then sleep and eat. Try your best to convert the potential absorbed in the previous battle into strength as quickly as possible. There is no point in following Jiraiya. Now I can hold Jiraiya with one hand. With 2 hands or with 1 foot, I can press Jiraiya to the ground and rub her. Tianyu looked at the scroll with sadness. He felt that these guys simply wanted to send him out of Konoha. After all, to the top management of Konoha, he was like an uncontrolled nuclear bomb. If it detonated, it would be a disaster. Tianyu sat up from the bed and stretched, making a crackling sound all over his body. Forget it, let's just relax. Anyway, you can eat wherever you go. Among the current worlds, the known personal combat power of the pirate world is currently the weakest. Only the first-time Super Shadow level, not even the level of Senju Hashirama and Rinnegan Madara. The strongest means of attack still relies on technology. But the fact that this world can be selected by the Golden Vortex naturally has its own uniqueness. The talent and cultivation method of life return can allow creatures to break through the upper limit of species and no longer be shackles of race. This skill allows ordinary human races to defeat the fishmen and even the giants. In other worlds, bloodline almost determines the upper limit. For example, in the ninja world, it is basically a civil war between the Otsutsuki clan. Ordinary people without Otsutsuki blood cannot even reach the level of Choukage. In the world of InuYasha, the bloodline of the monster race is a representative of powerful strength. In the later stage, monsters are basically fighting around. The only Kikyo can resist the big monster with the help of the power of the Shikon Tama. As for the world of Dragon Ball, there is no need to say more. Krillin, the strongest person on Earth, basically couldn't keep up with the frontline teams in the Frieza chapter. Basically, every time he encountered a strong enemy, he could only play as a cannon fodder. Even the various later version upgrades are not enough to defeat those Saiyans with one hand. This racial upper limit made Klin despair, and finally married a beautiful artificial human and reached the peak of his life. Therefore, this kind of skill that can increase the upper limit of race is really rare. It's just the upper body limit that allows Tien to defeat that group of colorful Super Saiyans. However, the upper limit is the upper limit, but it still requires hard training to develop the upper limit. The same goes for Kakarot and Vegeta's crazy fitness. Only when their bodies are strong enough can they hold more energy. Tianyu has obtained the martial arts inheritance through Shadow Clone. The martial arts practiced by the Earth Warriors in the Dragon Ball world are a kind of development of natural energy. To put it simply, there is no so-called chakra in their bodies, but they were originally based on practicing the magic of chakra. Therefore, when practicing martial arts, Goku and Krillin will need to sit quietly and cultivate their minds like they practice Mount Myoboku Senjutsu. The abilities they perform have their own magic bonuses, and their physical skills and shock waves are naturally much better than those of the toads on Mount Myoboku. The most important thing is that Kamezen Ryu is a technique that is completely suitable for human cultivation. There will be no toad eyes, snake scales and other organ alienation like those in the three holy places. Now Tianyu's tens of thousands of shadow clone are mainly focusing on the training direction of Guaxian style. Once he successfully mastered martial arts, Tianyu was able to transform the chakra in his body into a permanent magical chakra. If the chakra practice system is the inner circulation of the ninja meridians, then the martial arts training in the Dragon Ball world is to allow the human body and nature to complete the great outer circulation. It allows natural energy to be continuously incorporated into the body and combined with spiritual energy and physical energy to form chi. There is no need to refine the magic chakra before using it every time like magic. The biggest advantage of doing this is that in the future, when you use ki to use ninjutsu, the power and scale of the ninjutsu will come with the sage art effect, which will be 10 times or even dozens of times greater. And now Tianyu has been able to initially master the training method of Guaxian style. The price was just to let Shadow Clone treat Kame Immortal to the Royal City nightclub spa a few times. Tianyu put away the mission scroll, walking leisurely towards the meeting point. Naruto and Sasuke found a place to fight again. Of course, this was just Sasuke's unilateral abuse. After the exam, Sasuke had a long chat with Tianyu. Regarding Sarutobi Hiruzen's deceiving words that were 90% true and 100% false, Tianyu directly told Sasuke 3 cruel facts. First, your people are indeed preparing for a coup, and they can no longer suppress it. Second, the destruction of the Uchiha clan was an order given by Danzo, acquiesced by Sarutobi Hiruzen, and executed by Uchiha Itachi. Third, what is right or wrong about this kind of political struggle, but your stupid Oni-chan did betray his tribe and chose Konoha's side, so you have no problem seeking revenge from him. The same fact has completely different meanings in different people. Obito, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Tianyu explained the genocide of the Uchiha clan from different angles and gave Sasuke answers with completely different tendencies. According to Obito, Uchiha Itachi is an Oni-chan who is willing to do anything for his younger brother. According to Sarutobi Hiruzen, Uchiha Itachi is a hero hiding in the dark, and asks Konoha to take care of Sasuke. In Tianyu's eyes, neither Konoha nor Itachi are good people, they are both the kind who don't feel bad if they die. How Sasuke wants to think is none of his business. Tianyu then gave Sasuke 2 choices. One is to continue to follow the old path, follow Orochimaru to gain life, and rely on life-threatening medicine and practicing forbidden technique to improve strength. The other is to go to the pirate world to find opportunities. Although there are no top strong men in the pirate world. But 4 Emperor's level combat capability is enough to deal with Uchiha Itachi. No matter how strong Uchiha Itachi is, he can't surpass Cage level, let alone he is still sick. The key is that the quick combat system of One Piece world can quickly bring Sasuke to a level that can rival Itachi. It is a real rivalry, rather than Itachi using the water style and sea release technique. Sasuke thought for a long time and finally chose to go to the dangerous world of pirates to work hard. Tianyu asked him to practice hard and will take him with him when he can set out on his own. Sasuke took this opportunity to keep fighting with Naruto, for training reasons. It's just that in Tianyu's opinion, it's a bit too be. Both of you are injured. You give me a spanking and you are noobs pecking each other. Bah, you are rubbish. I am now ashamed to be in the 7th class with you 2 noobs. Tianyu happily felt the joy of being a genius, and left the hospital after scorning Mingzuo, the 2 cheating useless protagonists. After gaining strength, Tianyu feels that the whole world is beautiful. Although I was rich and had a high status in the past, I was actually very weak mentally. He couldn't even think about direct ninja clan members like Hinata and Ino. After all, once provoked, it is equivalent to giving up a forest. This is unacceptable to Tianyu, who has finally become a wealthy 2nd generation. Things are different now, let alone Hinata and Ino, even Anko, Yuhi Kurenai, and Tsunade can flirt with each other. Tianyu's eyes turned red and he suddenly looked back in one direction. Observation Haki. Ever since he awakened to the natural energy of the 4th light point and obtained the training inheritance of the martial arts masters in the Dragon Ball world, Tianyu found that his originally ignorant observation Haki's strength gradually increased. Tianyu also realized that the principle of observation Haki should be the same or similar to the technique shown by Little Wukong to find the enemy's movement by sensing chi. I couldn't learn observation Haki before. Precisely because I do not know magic and cannot absorb natural energy. It is naturally impossible to learn such techniques based on natural energy. However, for the strong men in the pirate world, systematic training is nonsense. What they pay attention to is a talent. And the existence of life return can greatly enhance their talents. This leads to the fact that they have the use of relevant abilities even though there is no corresponding systematic practice. For example, the awakening of devil fruit requires the use of spiritual energy. For example, the awakening of the devil fruit requires the use of natural energy. Observation Haki of energy. Another example is Conqueror's Haki, which requires the use of mental energy. In addition to their 6 forms and life return, their combat system focuses on doing whatever they want. At this time, Tianyu, who had gone through systematic training, noticed 2 uninvited guests through observation Haki. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, with a hint of sarcasm on his face. Are you here to stand up for your younger brother? You still hunt 9 tails, I believe you are a ghost. If I hadn't known that when collecting tailed beasts, they needed to be sealed in order, I might have believed it. Tianyu was suddenly startled. In order. It seems that I killed the first tailed beast. Isn't it true that the Akatsuki organization is also searching for wild shukaku in the streets? He felt like he should join in the fun. Maybe he could even trick him into recruiting Pain as a thug. Tianyu pursed his lips, with a look of shame on his face. He disappeared from the spot and headed towards a meatball shop in the South Market. Naturally, Tianyu was not the only one who was eyeing Itachi at this time. Kakashi stood calmly at the door and glanced at the 2 black-robed figures wearing bamboo hats in the meatball shop. At this time, Asuma and Kurenai came over and saw Kakashi saying hello. Yo, Kakashi. Kakashi winked at the 2 of them and informed them of the current situation using the secret code between Konoha Jonin. The 2 of them nodded calmly and passed by the door of the meatball shop as if nothing happened, pretending to leave. Kakashi also pretended to have something to do and left the door of the shop. Itachi and Kisame didn't have any overreactions. The 2 of them finished the meatball soup that was served on the table, paid in silence and left the store. Until the 2 of them arrived near a remote moat. Asuma and Kakashi stood in front of Itachi and Kisame. Isn't this the famous S-class rebel nin Uchiha Itachi? What's the point of returning to the village now? Not many people know Uchiha Itachi's undercover identity. Kakashi, the former captain of Uchiha Itachi, naturally knows it all. Even Team Anbu, who had worked with Itachi, knew that Itachi followed orders. That's why the Kakashi team said when collecting the corpses, even Anbu was too cruel to him. Kisame looked at Kakashi and smiled. Mr. Itachi, is this your companion? Itachi was silent for a while, then said calmly. Don't underestimate him, he is a copy of Ninja Kakashi. Kisame chuckled, put Samahata down from behind and said with a smile. Don't worry, Mr. Itachi, I will definitely not show mercy. Asuma chuckled. He is Sarutobi Asuma, the leader of the 12 protective ninja worth 35 million ryo. He blew out the cigarette to the side, and then infused the chakra blade with the wind attribute. Chakra was injected into the chakra blade to increase the attack range of the fist blade. Hey, look at the boxing. Asuma confidently moved towards Kisame and killed him. At this moment, a big tree suddenly appeared behind Itachi and wrapped it around him. Red slowly grew out from above the big tree, and the kunai in her hand moved towards Itachi's neck. Magic tree binding killing. Itachi looked up at Kurenai, and the scarlet Sharingan looked at him. Hong suddenly found that he couldn't move. In the blink of an eye, it was himself who was tied to the tree. Sharingan's illusion rebounds. His red face changed drastically. Was he counterattacked in an instant? Kakashi had already exposed Sharingan at this time. He stared at Itachi and shouted. Be careful not to look him in the eye. Don't use illusions. Hong took a deep breath and prepared to break the genjutsu despite being injured to avoid Itachi's attack. Snap. A crisp sound. Quote. Exclamation mark quote. Yuhi Hong let out a sweet moan. She only felt a burning sensation on her buttocks, and a stream of chakra invaded from her buttocks, disrupting the flow of chakra in her meridians and freeing herself from the illusion. The shouts just now were completely subconscious shouts after the sensitive parts were stimulated. Hong quickly retreated and avoided Itachi's attack. Everyone stared blankly at the black-haired genin boy who suddenly appeared in the field with shock on his face. Kakashi looked at his students in confusion. Tianyu. At this time, Tianyu was slapping his palms twice with a still unfinished expression, looking intoxicated. Tisk, so soft. Asuma, who was fighting Kisame to death, turned black on the spot. Lousy has been dating a girl for almost a few months and has never even held hands with her. You come up to her and slap her. He suppressed his anger and said frantically to Tianyu. Hurry up and leave. This is something you, genin, can't participate in.